Ladies and gentlemen, Facebook, Instagram, the entire lane of social media is July 26th celebration. The First State Old Timers Sports Association of Delaware, in collaboration with Delaware Liberian Association, present to you and yours Independence Day festivities to begin with Friday, July 25th ball and dinner. Address is 627 Smyrna Clayton Boulevard in Smyrna, Delaware. Doors open at 6 p.m. Admission is $50 flat. Then on Saturday, July 26th, kickball action will bring face to face the beautiful ladies of Invisible 11 versus the talented ladies of Madibaroa. Right after the kickball game, 90 minutes of soccer action will take complete control of the brand new Guar Stadium. Invisible 11 RE making plans to stop Madibaroa from repeating history. Who's better than the other? Can Invisible 11 sabotage Madibaroa from repeating history? Who owns the first state of Delaware? Well, let's find out. It's going down on Saturday, July 26th. Address is 1400 Fog Road. That's the brand new Guar Stadium in Wilmington, Delaware. Doors open at 12 noon. Admission for kids absolutely free. Children is $5. Adults is $10. For more information concerning vendors plus more, give us a call at 267-312-2745. You can also call 484-470-9204 and 215-704-1606. Right after the game is the after party. Hey, come on, come to party real hard. After party address is 2411 Lancaster Avenue in Wilmington, Delaware. Then the cookout follow on Sunday. It's absolutely free to all. The women of Delaware will bring the food as the gentlemen of Delaware, they have agreed to come with the drinks. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Cookout address will be announced later. Come and enjoy the Liberian 178th Independence Day celebration with the Delawareans in Delaware. I'm His Eminence G. Francis Torgbean. Hey, come on. Meet me in the first state of Delaware, and I'll be glad to meet you. Ladies and gentlemen, Facebook, Instagram, the entire lane of social media is July 26th celebration. The First State Old Timers Sports Association of Delaware, in collaboration with Delaware Liberian Association, present to you and yours Independence Day festivities to begin with Friday, July 25th ball and dinner. Address is 627 Smyrna Clayton Boulevard in Smyrna, Delaware. Doors open at 6 p.m. Admission is $50 flat. Then on Saturday, July 26th, kickball action will bring face to face the beautiful ladies of Invisible 11 versus the talented ladies of Madibaroa. Right after the kickball game, 90 minutes of soccer action will take complete control of the Brandon Wan Stadium. Invisible 11 RE making plans to stop Madibaroa from repeating history. Who's better than the other? Can Invisible 11 sabotage Madibaroa from repeating history? Who owns the first state of Delaware? Well, let's find out. It's going down on Saturday, July 26th. Address is 1400 Fog Road. That's the Brandon Wan Stadium in Wilmington, Delaware. Doors open at 12 noon. Admission for kids absolutely free. Children is $5 US. Adults is $10 US. For more information concerning vendors plus more, give us a call at 267-312-2745. You can also call 484-470-9204 and 215-704-1606. Right after the game is the after party. Hey, come on, come to party real hard. After party address is 2411 Lancaster Avenue in Wilmington, Delaware. Then the cookout follow on Sunday. It's absolutely free to all. The women of Delaware will bring the food as the gentlemen of Delaware, they have agreed to come with the drinks. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Cookout address will be announced later. Come and enjoy the Liberian 178th Independence Day celebration with the Delawareans in Delaware. I'm His Eminence G. Francis Torgbean. Hey, come on. Meet me in the first state of Delaware, and I'll be glad to meet you.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are talking about July 26th. Coming up, the Delawareans are getting ready to showdown. Yes, Barrow Money champion. The Bassa people say yes. The mighty Barrow is our champion. Barrow Money champion. So if you are from the red, white, and blue, Barrow Money champion, but not too fast. Because we got the guys from across, the yellow boys and the yellow girls, I say, not too fast. So this coming weekend, there's a battle for the first state of these United States, Delaware. Who owns Delaware? Barrow presently owns Delaware. And the yellow boys and girls say, not too fast. You don't own Delaware. So if you have time this weekend, head down to Delaware, Nora Hooks. Not too far, the yellow boys are in town. The yellow girls will be there doing their kickball. So if you are in town this weekend, take your time off, take the family. It's a family affair. Take the kids. Take the grandkids. Let them have a taste of what you and I went through when we were growing up in Liberia. It was all about Barrow and IE, and still is. Legendary. And Nora Hooks is saying it. IE strong, the yellow ball will shine. That's correct. Thank you, Mr. Martin Willie, for tuning in. Siliki Tuare, Nora Hooks, the yellow boys, one of the biggest fans of the yellow boys and yellow girls. While we are talking about soccer, let's talk about what I just seen here. England just defeated Italy in the Europe Women's Cup 2-1. Tomorrow is going to be France and Germany. Earlier today, in the African Cup of Nations, the women, we had Nigeria defeated mighty South Africa 2-1. And as we speak, Ghana and Morocco are going into 5-5 penalty. And Morocco scored her first, and Ghana is about to take her first. So it's a beautiful thing to talk about sports after you have worked all week long. Put it in your 40 hours, your 60 hours, if you did overtime. Take time off to wind down. Wind down. Bring the family out. Go enjoy yourselves. That's the Liberian way. It is good for your mental health. After you work and work and work, it pays to take some time off and take care of yourself. Mental health is very important. Spend time with your families. Spend time with your friends. Enjoy yourself. Don't overdo it, because you got to go to work on Monday. Great. Some great headlines. Breaking news, though. Tomorrow, we are going to be hosting the former Gender Minister, Honorable Julia Duncan Cassell. She's going to be our guest here tomorrow. And we are going to be talking about current events. We're going to be talking about when she was in office. The main thing that I want to talk to her about is, and this is strange to me, maybe these are some of the reasons corruption is all over the place in Liberia. I have never worked in Liberia. I don't know anybody, no family of mine that ever worked in government. But I was shocked to find out that every member that worked, everyone that works for the executive basically do not have any benefits or significant benefits. No 401k, no retirement, nothing of that kind. Only civil servants, people that work outside the executive. So just imagine if you work for the alien government for 12 years. If you didn't put anything aside for yourself and your families, like my alien would say, leave your own with God. So maybe if we want to tackle corruption, maybe these are some of the things we need to be looking at. Fair pay for fair work. If I work for you for 12 years, at least those 12 years may be the best 12 years of my life. I think I'm entitled to some benefit, some safety net, that if something happens to me, my beneficiary will not become beggars. So we'll be talking to Honorable Julia Duncan Cassell in details about her experiences in government. I will want to know myself, working with one of the most powerful people on planet Earth at the time, while President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf never made it possible for people in her executive, at least, and for future generations to have some kind of safety net. But that's tomorrow. Julia Duncan Cassell is going to be Honorable Julia Duncan Cassell is going to be our guest. We are working to have the female general, Mary Brough herself, the mayor. We are working on that. Hopefully we can accommodate her schedule, and we would love to have powerful women on here. So, the Yellow Boys. I know there are folks already saying why these executive, the government appointees are in government. They are paying themselves. Someone just said they stole, they can steal. That's why they don't get paid. But that should not be a public policy. If you want to be real, if you want to hold somebody accountable, you have to have a policy against which you can hold them responsible. We're going to talk about that. I know JD is very good. She knows what she does. She knows her stuff. She's going to be here to lecture us on some issues, take some questions. And I can promise you, she got a very tough skin. She's not easily intimidated. She knows her stuff. She's going to be throwing some lights. Maybe we can learn a thing or two from the conversation so we can now begin the process of holding our leaders' feet to the fire so they can put something in place. There's a young man that set himself on fire during the CDC government. I think his last name was Pompon. Archie Pompon, I think it is. Whatever happened to him? Did he have insurance? Did he have benefit working for the Liberian government? All politics aside, we'll delve into all of those tomorrow. Honorable Julia Duncan Cassell is going to be here, and we are going to be talking serious business. There's a lot to talk about. There's headline all over the place. The government of Liberia and the African Development Bank have launched Liberia's Youth Entrepreneurship Bank in the country. This is huge if it is true. If it is actually meant for the young folks and not where the government is going to go and take money, this is going to be great for us. If Joseph Waka does this and does it well, it would be to his credit. Prove me wrong, All right. This is the first time I have seen this or heard this. It's that AFDB, the African Development Bank president, launches $17.8 million youth investment bank in Liberia yesterday. Today, actually, 22nd. This is huge. If you are a Unity partisan, you need to pay attention. After this, we are going to go to something that is considered an earthquake in Liberia today. The president of the African Development Bank dropped a bombshell on this administration. And he said, and I will read in part, in a bold and uncompromising address, the African Development Bank president, Dr. Akiwumi Adesina, delivered a powerful message to Liberia political leadership during a high-level expanded cabinet meeting held on Tuesday, which is today. Speaking directly to members of President Waka's administration and the president himself, the doctor called for an end to complacency and urged ministers to take their role seriously or step aside. You ask for the opportunity to serve. Now serve. This country needs transformation, not decoration. This country needs transformation and not decoration. No more excuses, he says. The doctor declared to loud applause from the audience. If you don't want to be minister, don't ask for the job, he added, delivering a stinking rebuke to officials who he said have failed to meet the urgent demands of national development. The event, which also marked the official launch of the Liberia Youth Entrepreneurship Investment Bank, YEIB, underscored the president's growing partnership with Liberia and its focus on tackling youth unemployment through innovation and private sector development. Do the job or quit, he says. You are complacent, which is equivalent to being incompetent. This is a guest speaker that spoke right in the face of the president of the Republic of Liberia. Liberia is backward, he says. This country needs transformation. And you are failing your people. Don't ask for the job when you know you cannot do the job. Get out. He's not mincing words here. He's not politically correct like some of us are. This is a man who is talking to the president of the Republic of Liberia and his entire cabinet. The president of a bank is talking to the president of a republic. Yes. Seated beside President Waka, the doctor addressed a room filled with key government leaders, including Speaker of the House, Richard Combs, Finance Minister Garguah, Agriculture Minister Nyenwolo, and Information Minister Javelinka Pierre. His message was clear. The titles mean nothing without a result. You can have all the titles in the world. If your title refuses or fails to deliver for the people, you are a failed minister, you are a failed director, you are a failed speaker. And he said, get out. turn the job over. You are not good enough for the job. Seated right by the president when he was speaking. These people. He says, the time for rhetoric is over. The time for rhetoric, all the big English you're talking, he said the time for rhetoric, Liberia needs decisive leadership, not ceremonial positions. The people are tired of promises. They need action. Yes. When we say this, some people say you are beating on the government, you don't like this government, but this is somebody from the outside. His remark comes at a time when the public frustration over slow development, youth joblessness, and the lack of infrastructure remain very high. As Liberia marks 178 years of independence this weekend, the doctor's speech served as both a wake-up call and a challenge to Garguah administrator to deliver on his mandate. The bank president intervened, delivered with conviction and urgency, is likely to spark national debate and renewed pressure for result-driven governance in a country eager to turn the page. Let me welcome the doctor, good old doctor, bring the medicine for these folks. It looks like all of you doctors, you do something good. This doctor brought the medicine. Welcome, Dr. Peabody.
You know, Mr. Gilman, good to see you. Good to see you, and happy Tuesday. You know, the thing is, to say if you can be, when you come to your home, your people don't respect you, they don't treat you, you know. But today we had a different person who have followed the corrupt system in Liberia. He have followed the incompetent, how people are incompetent, the incompetent leadership that they have there, the government officials and others who do nothing, lawmakers who do nothing but only sit back to get money and to move on. So this man had read about it because he gave them money. You know, African Development Bank. He knows every money they give to Liberia. He know how to use it. He know what to do. So today he came like a prophet. You know, he came like a prophet. You know, and telling them, and it was so shameful for him to, you know, address them, and they're all sitting there today, and this man telling them, and I mean his words were just straight to the point, right to the point. You know, if you can't give, get out. You know, you come there, you acting like dress, you're in the position, but you're not delivering in the position. Who will respect you? Who will do anything for you? So this man was very strong. He did not mimic his word. He said it as it is. And they knew, they were sitting there and they know exactly that it was talking to them. This man, the president was speaking to them. They knew exactly, you know.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Can you imagine the Speaker of the House, the Vice President, Finance Minister, Agriculture Minister, you name it, all the ministers are there. He said, your titles mean absolutely nothing if you can't produce.
Yep.
You are an empty vessel, empty drum. You're just making noise. Yep. You got nothing in it. This is a private citizen.
Yep.
Talking to, listen, Dr. Peabody, how many times should we be disgraced, disrespected because of our incompetence, our inability? We're sitting in a filthy country, undeveloped country, actually a failed state. And the president of a bank, the African Development Bank, is talking to a head of state and his entire cabinet like kids. Can you imagine you telling the folks, you don't have the urgency of now. Get out. This is the speech that Joseph Boakai should be delivering to those that work directly for him, those that he appointed. And somebody else is coming in your house as a head of household, Mr. Dr. Peabody. I don't think you can allow me to come into your house and talk to you any kind of way, okay?
I mean,
Especially if you know, you would tell me to get out. Or you go behind, you go in your little closet. I don't know what you had in your bathroom, your little shotgun business. You may take your shotgun and I'll be running out of there. But this man, there's nothing they can do to him. Basically, he has the gun because he brings the money.
Yeah.
He said, you ain't going to steal my money anymore.
Yep.
You have a country here. He said, your country needs development. You need decisive leadership. Can you imagine looking at the president, telling the president, you need decisive leadership? Or president of a nation.
Yep.
The time for rhetoric is over. Liberia needs decisive leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, I think there's some fixed electronics. You have always said that the path to stability is skills and success run through trade. Now, it looks like African Development Bank were listening to you. You've been saying that you have been posting it for months, going on a year, in a landmark event set to redefine youth empowerment and entrepreneurship on the African continent. The government of Liberia and the African Development Bank will today launch Africa's first ever youth entrepreneurship group bank. Ever. To the tune of $17.8 million initiative designed to transform youth-led innovation into a driver for national development and job creation for the young folks. Dr. Peabody, can you imagine our government, our leaders couldn't do this? Somebody from outside is coming to do it. So what the American man said, they say, he who paid the piper what? Caused the tune.
Yeah. For me to kill that. The thing is nobody else. What's wrong with the civil society in Liberia? What's wrong with the Council of Churches? What's wrong with the Anti-Corruption Commission, Liberia Anti-Corruption, Transparency International, and all those people? No one can come and say these things. Australia had to come say it for the Liberian people. The Transparency International, this. No one can come out to say it. A stranger from all the way to Nigeria, president for African Development Bank from Ivory Coast, had to come and say, he said, we gave the people money. We know how much money they've been stealing. We know how they've been doing it. It's a complete shame. I was so embarrassed with my government when I read that thing. I was at work, and when I turned that thing on and read about how this guy was saying it, I'm like, oh, somebody is finally coming to tell them about their dishonest behavior. And the old man sitting down there, they have lied to the old man so much. They just lied to him. The poor man. Okay, we'll do the one. But they can't do it. So I'm glad somebody came up and told them, stuff like that. But Mr. Gibman, before we move forward, today is our last day for our fundraiser.
Yes.
Last night, I received a gift from one Yvonne. Patient. Martin Cully sent $25.
Okay.
In Liberia, and the kid received it. He sent it, and then somebody else sent a $50. He also received it, and I think one or two people may have sent Zelle to the other number there. So too many will tell us when he comes how much Zelle that people send and how much he received. But guys, today is the last day. I want to start sending money by tonight, wiring it to those who will benefit from it tonight. So I'm encouraging you guys to really today's our final day, because we keep collecting. We'll go until July 26th pass. So what we can do, what we can scramble and put together, we'll do it and send it to those reporters on the ground. So we want to make sure we get that going and they receive it. When I found the other lady name, I would definitely come up and say it. She did send us $50 last night when I saw it. So too many may have received some other gifts through the Zelle. But the guild, man, that's what's going on. That's what's happening. The man came today and washed our daddy clothes right in front of him. He said, I'm going
You
to
know,
wash their own dirty clothes.
you from Boston. You know what the old folk used to say: if you don't want me to wash your dirty clothes, don't keep dirty clothes.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, you keep it there. I will throw it outside. Everybody will say,
Yeah.
don't let me come in that room.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we want to send whatever we collect today, tomorrow, so the guys on the ground can at least have a day or two, at least 48 hours, so they can go and shop, get what they want for their family. We don't want to we don't want to be shopping the day of 26 or 26 Eve. That's when the guy try to squeeze you and try to charge you more because they know you're desperate. So if we can send something tomorrow, they will have Thursday and Friday, at least Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday to shop, and you will see. Hopefully, they can send us some photos of these guys. They're young. Anything they wear looks good on them. They don't have to worry about anything.
Yeah.
So they're gonna look sharp, and they're gonna thank you. This is really good. I wanted to say. Today, last night when I went home, I looked at the work that TIFA have done in Lofa. It is marvelous what one man can. We used to have at Rutgers University, there was a phrase when I was in school, the power of one. What one man or one person can do. One guy. Let's forget about how he got his money and all that stuff. But there are people who got even more money than he has and have chosen to do absolutely nothing. And what that man did in Lofa, that rest area, I looked at the video and I looked at the photograph and I looked at what this man have done. That place is beautiful. That place is beautiful. And if our lawmakers can just take that blueprint, there's no reason to reinvent the wheel. Just take what he has there, tweak it a little bit to your certification. You may not want to have it that huge, but Bassa need one between the airport and Buchanan. There's no rest area. And we've been saying these things for ages. If you are going to Kakata, you're going to Nimba, there's no rest area. You are going to Bomi, you are going to Kipma, there's no rest area. Forget about the Southeast. So what this man have done, Tifa, what he did in Lofa, you have to give it to him. You have to give it to him. I understand, yes, he started this as a sedition and he had the blessing of President Weah and all that stuff, we understand. But the fact that he did it, Dr. Peabody, you see what this man have done. This thing is a landmark, first of its kind. You got police station, you got restaurant, you got gas station, you got a sleeping place, you got Airbnb or motel or guest house. You got everything into one. So you have to give it to him. This is beautiful. Let me welcome Myean. Myean, how you doing, young man? Thank you. Great story. I just read your story.
I'm doing good, Mr. Gamer.
Thank you for the story. I just read it. It sounds good. Tell us what's going on. I'm enjoying the story, but tell us what's going on in the Republic.
Okay, so I would just like to say thank you to everyone and to our viewer and followers. Keep sharing the show. Do not allow your one to watch the show. Just keep sharing, keep firing the closing argument as we go through our regular headlines here for today. So today we saw where I sent you the full story where the government of Liberia and the African Development Bank have launched the Liberia, that's the Liberia Youth Enterprise, where today I attended the program and then did a full story on it where we have so many angles, so many journalists took it from different angles, which are same as giving the full story. And then we where most of the we really stress on, or we really look at, was the place you were talking about, where he called on government officials, he called on ministers, because he made a statement that if you want to be a minister, you should do the work. If you don't want to be a minister, you should not ask for a job, because if you're asking for a job, that means you are willing to do the Liberian people work. You are willing to sacrifice your time, because you cannot say you want to do a job for the people and then you're not doing it for the people, rather yourself, something where you are going to benefit, the people are not going to benefit. So he just imagine himself as a former agriculture minister for 2 terms, and he was giving a profile. We as media colleagues, we went there to cover the story. We end up like learning from him, because today seems to be very interesting, where we went at the program today to cover his speech. We thought it was like 30 minutes, but later we saw up to 1-2 hours he was giving a speech. Just imagine. So it was like wow. And at the end of his speech, it was when he gave that statement, because certain part of his speech he started to talk about government officials, started to talk about the arrest agenda. And then the government officials, they were happy, clapping. And then when you reach to a place where he made that statement,
Drop the
that
bomb.
if you have the opportunity, if you ask for the opportunity to serve, you have to serve now. And then you should not be able to look at what you want to do for yourself. But he made a great statement today. So when he was speaking, people don't want to, the minister, they were not clapping. So he started to say, if you don't want to clap, a level view. So all of them was like, they started doing that fake, yeah, they started doing that fake clapping, fake laughing. So everyone was like, what's going on? What's going on? Yeah, because when you were praising them, they started to laugh, started to clap. But at a certain point, when he made that statement, none of them were laughing, none of
No.
them were clapping. So when the people from the back, the crowd, the audience, they started to laugh at them. It was how they started laughing, clapping. So it was so interesting today, Mr. Gamer. And then we had a laugh from them, and we learned. So one of the places he made in his statement, where I mentioned it within my story, where he talked about the 1.6 million. So people were saying, and he said it in his statement, that if the arrest agenda can make that possible, it will be a great help for the young people. It will be a great help for the Liberian people, because it will make the young generation to be useful, where they are going to do the better things, but not to make the young generation to be jobless. So because of that, he praised the president, His Excellency Joseph Newman Boaka, for the initiative, because it is the first of its kind to be launched in Liberia. So he praised the president. Also, the president also praised him for that. And then he acknowledged the former that's the final minister, and that the public work minister, where they were working with him. And then he was acknowledging the guy who spoke today, that he have to appreciate him for what he been doing for the people. Also appreciate everyone. So with that, we have to bring you all the headlines. But today was very interesting, and then we learned a lot from him. So we'll also go through some employees. This issue been going on for like 1 to 2 weeks now. The employee from the Ministry of Transport, they are still staging protests for this thing, taking the lesson or taking the job that belongs to Liberian, turning that over to foreign company to be able to manage it. I think it's not necessary, or we should look at it to be not prioritizing your own citizen or your own people to give that job to another people. I don't think it's necessary, because we are not saying it's not good to look at foreigner and give them job. That's not what we are saying. But most especially that part that the country depends on, that part that you have to give it to your country, that where they should manage, your citizens should manage, they should take full responsibility over. You should not look at it and give it to foreigner. Why if let's say for instance, because that same part, it requires the immigration, it requires the Liberia National Police and all that So what if you give it to foreigner and then they are not Liberians, and then they are going to take majority of it, send it out to the country. They are not going to invest into to our own economic, but rather they will invest into that country, because that's why we're seeing the same thing with Zoom Lion. We are still discussing on Zoom Lion, and today we need to say it, because the Liberian people, they are not paying attention to these things, because if you just give the people the access to some of these systems that we look at to be the area that we need more money in our country, where the speaker talked about today, we cannot look at places that we supposed to generate money for and then look at it to give it to foreigner or give it to people who do not have the ability, or who do not have the mindset of developing our country, but rather they are taking the money from our country, carrying it to our country. I think it's not necessary. And then we will move in. Also, the citizen movement for change. On Friday, they will be launching their first database, where they are going to launch it on Friday, rather, where all members, all citizens who wants to be a member of the citizen movement for change, they will be able to launch this. That whenever you put in your database, you'll be able to get your whole entire information that you are a member of the citizen movement for change. And then this database will be launched on Friday at 2 o'clock at the Citizen Movement for Change headquarters. So we hope to see that entire launch, and we are going to cover it to bring the full coverage of that entire happening. So, Mr. Gamer, I also send you the newspaper so you can just go through it, and then I'll just stop for that. So, just quickly, I'll just like to inform the public that today, the newly EDC boss was confirmed. Mohammed Sharif was confirmed on today as the boss, the Liberian Electricity Current boss on today by the Liberian Senate. So I just like to pass on it. Thank you, Mr. Gamer.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Tomorrow, our guest is going to be Myean. Can you put that flyer up? That would be Dr. Peabody's cousin
Oh, okay.
and my sister. My former schoolmate, we went to Bassa High School together. Honorable Julia Duncan Cassell will be our guest tomorrow. We will be, for full disclosure, I have to let you know that she's like a sister to me. We went to Bassa High School together. She was my senior class president. So she has always been into leadership. She will be here tomorrow to discuss government. And she got a very thick skin, so don't think she's coming here. She will be intimidated asking a question. But mainly what we're going to be discussing is, how is it possible that you can work in government for 12 years and have no benefit and accrue no benefit at all? Isn't that like the child Gange Taylor policy, or go and pay yourself? Where people know that they have no benefit, they have no retirement, they got no 401k. If government gives you a job, you are appointed, you have to go and hustle. Maybe if we want to cut down on there she goes, Honorable Julia Duncan Cassell will be talking about civil service, lack of benefits in Liberia, and also other current events. Honorable Julia Duncan Cassell, but the real name that I like to call is her Basani Mapu. Mapu, a white woman or light-skinned woman.
Yeah, they call you Mapu. That's right.
That's Mapu. So when you call Julia Mapu, then she knows that you really know her from childhood. And she's very proud of that name. Everywhere she went, she wanted to call her. You got to call that middle name.
Yeah.
And then she got married to a great guy by the name of Joe Cassell, a very good friend of mine also. Very, very intelligent, highly intelligent young man. Very humble. So you talk about a great group of folks. She will be here tomorrow. Let me welcome Brother Nangwe. How you doing that, Chief?
Hey, Mr. Gamer, Dr. Peabody, and Myean, my brother. It's good to be here. Thank you very much for another beautiful day. Thank you for starting the show. I've been following in the background, just trying to finish up some paperwork, but it's good to be with you guys. Thanks to our audience who continue to be here and accompany us along the journey every day. Most of our regulars are here. Thank you very much for joining us. Invite a friend and let them come and watch the show. Maya, quickly, could you double check that CMC launch date? I believe it's the 24th, which I think is Friday. It's Thursday, not Friday.
Thursday.
It's Friday.
It's Friday. It's Friday.
Thursday is the 24th, guy. Not Friday.
Thursday?
Yes.
But while we were in the news is Friday.
Yeah.
Friday we know about it.
Okay, let me look at July 26th will be Sunday, eh?
That 26th will be on Saturday. So
Saturday. So the 25th will be
Friday.
will be Friday.
Okay. Well, so maybe there's some just all right, but thank you very much. I will be watching that as we cover. But quickly, some of the topics we were running through. I read the reporting. Myean, you did a wonderful reporting. Actually, I read this all the way from my CUC website. My friend and former classmate Ben Sanvee of former Maritime, he posted this in our chat room. I read it before I actually saw it on the TCA in the TCA chat room. And this is what we're talking about. I'm glad other people are saying it, but this president has been derelict in my view in his duties. I mean, if you're the manager of an entity and people are working within the entity and they are not performing, why do you keep them there? We've been asking when this president will even carry a reshuffle, let alone, serious dismissal. I know when we met him in Atlanta in, I believe, August of last year, he was saying to us, this is a government of coalition because we got help. So there are a lot of people right now we're bringing along the way. Some of them I don't even know, but I give you 6 months. That was last August. It's coming to August in another couple of days. We've seen him, very minor suspension here and there. MCSS, the telecom case took him over a year to finally suspend the commissioner at telecom after he had his full, eating everything he needed to eat, and he was full. And then he finally, this guy, what the guy said is nothing new, but he was speaking the truth, just like we've been saying it all along. You have people in the government. There's some people. Let's be honest. Some of the guys are doing the best. There's some bright spots in the government there, but a good bulk of the guys are not really performing to expectation. But he has them there. What does that say about him as a manager? So I'm glad the gentleman, they respect him a lot. Otherwise, they wouldn't have invited him to come and address them. And he slapped them right in the face. In the face. How shameful is that? You invite a man in your house and he dresses you down, and that's exactly what he did to our government, and including our president. I can't blame the man. So it'll be interesting to see if it will move the needle in any way. I doubt it. I doubt it's going to move the needle in any way. The transport thing. I understand some of the big wigs in the government now. They have shares in this LTM or whatever it is at the Ministry of Transport. They're outsourcing the whole thing. And then, I'll come in and listen to another guy on another station talking about, really naming names. He's talking about Dylan. He's talking about all of your whole Bassa clan. So tomorrow, let's hear what your Mapu is going to tell us tomorrow about you Bassa people. I don't know whether you're Dr. Peabody will be Gapu now or whatever it is. I don't know. But he's naming names. He's calling Gregory Coleman. He's calling Darius Dillon. He's calling Young Kanga.
Yeah.
He's naming names of people who are wrapped in this whole LTM thing, and he's saying specific amounts: $700,000 going to Gregory Coleman per year over the 20-year period or whatever it is. That's a lot of money that could be coming into the coffers of the government. Government is getting 30%, and then they have the 70% to share among themselves. But again, this is the government we have,
Wow. $700,000 per person for the next 25 years.
Yeah. I mean,
But why you
if it-
think you guys are so anxious to cross the whole D?
exactly.
That's what I was telling you guys yesterday.
And I understand that the people, this is something that came over from alien time. Everybody has been, questioning it, but of course, not this government.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, talking about that, let me welcome Mr. Seaton. How you doing there, man from Kepamas?
I'm doing well.
He said you're not from Kepama, he's from Sino. That's what he said, though.
Yes, I'm from Sino.
Okay, so
we want to name.
Yeah, I know that the seat
Let him go to Greenville. Let him go to Greenville.
I am from Sino.
That's the seat of the kick on the Kepamas. You wind up in Sino. You better get people back that need.
We want to be in Hoffman Station or
I know.
I know the Sitons are from Hoffman Station. But again, I want to say thank you for being on the show, and I'm happy to be here again today for us to discuss those trending issues that are affecting our country, Liberia.
Thank you. Talking about honor hand deal. This is on the front page of Front Page Africa, and this story is being written by Jerosi Koyene, and it says government on fire at Monrovia. Painesville City, shortlist Zoom Lion, Ghana for major waste contract. We've been talking about the corruption right in our faces, Monrovia, city of Monrovia, and the city of Painesville say to hell with what you guys are saying. These people are one of the best. It says that the government of Liberia is under growing public and political pressure after the Monrovia and Painesville city corporations included Zoom Lion Ghana Limited on the short lists of companies bidding for lucrative 20-year solid waste management contract for the greater Monrovia area. The move is raising serious concerns about transparency, good governance, and the sincerity of President Joseph Boakai much publicized war on corruption. According to the official requests for proposal RFP obtained by Front Page Africa, Zoom Lion Ghana Limited was shortlisted alongside 5 other companies: Carson Gulf Energy Environmental Services Company Ltd, Zacon Industrial Engineering, Talwa Sanitation and Alternative Energy, and Global Green Energy and Power Corporation Ltd. Why LTD? LTD? Where did the LTD people come from? LTD. For a comprehensive solid waste and infrastructure development project covering Monrovia and Painesville. The lion's share, they call it Zoom Lion, huh? So they get the lion's share of what we are talking about. The project spanning 2 decades is one of the largest waste management undertakings in Liberia's history and comes at a time when the government is under pressure to deliver on its promises of reform, job creation, accountability, and leadership. Critics argue that including a company with a history of corruption in Liberia and one that has been rejected by its own home country, Ghana, sends the wrong message at a critical time in the Boakai administration. Zoom Lion Ghana Limited is no stranger to controversy. In 2013, the World Bank debarred the company for 2 years for corrupt practices in Liberia. Specifically, Zoom Lion admitted to paying bribes to government officials during the implementation of the World Bank Financial Emergency Money Urban Sanitation Project. The fallout from the scandal was significant, with Zoom Lion reputation badly damaged across the region. More recently, the company's operation in Ghana have come under scrutiny, prompting public protest, media investigation, and the termination of its contract. So, Dr. Peabody, we are talking about outsourcing license plates, registration, people personal data to a foreign institution. Now we are going for that. Was according to what we are reading here, The license plate thing was like the appetizer. This is the main course here. This is the main course. This is the real dinner right here.
Yeah.
25 years.
That's the real one there.
So the license plating was just when you go to dinner and they said, "Can we get started while we cook the real deal?" That one was just play. This is the real cow right here, the killing. Dr. Peabody.
Yep.
This is your country. This is our people. Next 25
you
years.
Hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
I mean, the thing is, these guys are signing deed that they have share in. So they don't care. Zone Lion, they don't look at the record. I mean, do you think these guys care about doing due diligence? They really care, they would have gone back and read about this company record. But the fact is, it's all about me. How much percentage I get in it. So you rather get a company because you're getting percentage in it, and then the rest of the Liberia will be on a job. You don't care. You know, Zone Lion going to come in. They're going to bring their own Ghanaian worker and take over that place. The labor ministry is weaker than anything else. They're not going to care. They won't be concerned about setting work authorization. And they're not even looking at Liberian having opportunity to work. The labor ministry is going to be setting work authorization. They're only concerned about setting work authorization, but they don't care how many foreigners coming into the country that will take our job. But these guys don't care. They didn't do their due diligence, or if they even did it and saw fault with these people, they just don't care because all of them got share. Everybody got chopping in this. If you go back and check, you know how many get the Maria City Corporation, the mayor, how much percentage he get, and whoever other government official involved, you know how much percentage they all get. So they say screw the people in Liberia. We'll bring these people, signing them for 20 or more years contract, or I don't know how many years. Let me step back.
20 years.
20 years contract.
The first one was 25. This one is 20.
Yeah, and they're going to get the share. These guys not going to do the work. At some point, they will get the money. They will not do the work. But yet and still, people are only concerned about, why will you go sign a contract for 25 million? I mean, 20 years. That's not a road construction. That's not even a major hospital or something. If there was something to do with healthcare, something to do with major road construction, but you sign it just to clean the city, you sign it for 20 years. You can't even say let's do 4 years or 5 years to see how these people work, and then after 2 or 3 years we can renew and extend the contract. No, people want quick money, and that's what you see happening in that country. A lot of them have share in this business. For that reason, they're doing it that way. That's the only reason they're doing it.
Wow. Mr. Seaton, this one, and I'm going to say this again for the 10th time, the Freetown message, it passed mark. Every time you think something is happening in Liberia, it gets worse. Our food from Up River will say it gets worse. Can you imagine? The late Bishop Benedict Warner was visiting me here in Fort Pierce 2014, and he said something about the concession agreement in Liberia. May his soul rest in peace. He says all of those concession agreements, the people in power wrote themselves into the concession agreements. And now here we are, another young generation of folks doing the exact thing. It looks like the foundation has been like a maze. It's been set. So all you do is you just go through the process, you go come back. There's nothing changing. We are just doing the same thing. You remove these boards from the city. You go to Bama, way in the village. You bring one of those boards, you put them in that spot. It's the same thing. Now we are talking about. We're not even talking about $10,000 or $500 for the rest of the contract. We're talking about $700,000 per lobby. They call themselves senators, but they are also lobbyists. They get money to make sure that the deal passes, and they get their cut. $700,000 per person. Mr. Seaton, I don't know. You are a praying man. What is going on here? What can we do?
Well, thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
You know, this is the situation that we have in our country. It's almost like a vicious circle of corruption that has permeated every fabric of the Liberian society. People in that society that claim to work for government are not working for government because they want to improve the lives of the Liberian people. They are there because of what they can get. Just imagine you have a company which was disbarred by the United Nations for corrupt practices in Liberia. The same company has now resurfaced in Liberia, and is now being shortlisted for a 20 years contract. Just imagine that, 20 years. We don't know their track record in Liberia. Their track record in Liberia was marred by what allegations of corruption. But yet instead, these people, the MCC, the Pittsburgh City Corporation, they decided to shortlist this company. As what Peabody said, everybody has gotten their cut. So it's in order to say, look, let us just sign a 2 or 3 years contract with any of those companies that will be selected and see how they will perform. And if their performance is satisfactory to both state corporations, then we can extend their contract. But no, they don't care whether they can perform or not. All they care about, they're going to sign this contract, they're going to push it down the throat of the Liberian people, and they're going to get their cut. And then they will go on national radio and television and defend what they have done. Why? Because they have their money in their pocket. And it is a shame. It is a shame that every day we come on the show, we say the same thing over and over. Liberians are doing the same thing, but yet they still they want different result. How does that happen? How do you award a major contract to a foreign company for 20 years when you have Liberian companies that are capable of doing the job? Where is the liberalization policy? Where is the arrest agenda? So everything that is being said, say, look, we have an arrest agenda, we have an liberalization policy, and we are here to rescue the Liberian people. They are all what? BS. It is only intended to fool the people, get state power, and enrich themselves. That's what is happening. And it is sad to say it. And I just hope that people in that country who have balls will stand up and say, look, enough is enough. This is wrong. This is time that we take Liberia back from these political vultures, I will call them. Because all they are doing, they are preying on the Liberian people. They are preying on the Liberian people.
Wow.
And it is a shame.
They are feasting.
Feasting.
On the carcasses.
That's what I call them, political vultures.
On the Liberian people. The carcasses, the dead bodies. They are eating the flesh. Mr. Nyenwolo, we are talking about, like we were here, we were warning Mr. Tomalin George when he was clapping for the president vetoing the bill. And I told him, I said, the folks always say, don't praise the white chicken too much, because you know what it's going to do. Only a day after we saw Dara Dillon in his podcast saying the president didn't veto the bill. He lied at him. The few things he wanted to change, but he's going to sign the bill. So basically, this thing is fait accompli. It's done. What they are doing here now is just a flow motion to put up some small screen to say at least they did something. But the deal has been done according to him.
Yeah. I got a friend today who sent me a text. People are speculating as to whether the executive did not get their full envelope, because I think, yeah, you're right. This is not a veto. It's just really he's proofread the bill and pointed out a few things to be corrected. So yeah, they'll go back and correct those. In the meantime, those who didn't get their cut, I think this is an opportunity for them to do so. The bill has been rushed. That's the only good thing I pointed out yesterday, which I hope will amount to something. That the fact that it's been, delayed, hopefully it will provide an opportunity for others to lay eyes on it and make an input, so that they will make it beneficial to the country. But right now, as it is, I mean, they're proposing, I think, 9 board members per port, so you have total of 4 ports: Port Monrovia, Buchanan, Harper, and Greenville. Or if you take out Monrovia, the 3 of them, that's 21 new board members to be paid. I don't know how that helps us, but yeah. Really, I was hopeful when the people reported that it had been vetoed. I really thought it was, but then when you read it, the president is talking about, the heading doesn't match, the heading doesn't match.
The head not by the tail.
Exactly, and I'm like, okay, this is semantics, semantics. But I'll go back quickly to the Zoomlion thing. Mr. Seaton was saying, and I thank God he corrected himself, that we don't know this company, Zoomlion's record in Liberia. And then he's right. It's been here before. They've been here before, and they got sanctioned by the World Bank for 2 years for all kinds of problems, and to think that they're back again and they've been shortlisted, it's just so mind-boggling. I mean, initially we were saying, they don't do their due diligence, they don't go out there, but now the thing has been done for them. They have been here before. They have a track record in Liberia of poor performance. There was sanction and all of that, and to think that and that they have even been sanctioned in their own country,
kicked out.
They've been kicked out. How these people, over, according to the reporting, I think 3 or so other, at least, Liberian-owned companies that applied, that were not, considered. How does it make sense? So, these are very, very confusing times for us as a country. So it takes the president of a bank, a foreign national, to tell it to our face, and the president of the government and his officials, that, you were brought in to perform. If you can't do the job, get out. Why can't the president see that, and do what is necessary to make this government more efficient and more functional? So it begs the question: does the president really not know what is happening, or he's fully in the know of what is happening? Because these things will not happen without the endorsement of the head. I will go out, I will venture to say that. Otherwise, you will hear the president's, indignation. We're not hearing that. We're reading all of these reports in the papers. As I'm passing it to you, there's something else I wanted to highlight quickly before I forget. The disaster management agency's director
is coming up next.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. It's coming up. In fact, it's right here.
Okay.
On the closing argument, we don't pass anything. It's right here.
I see you prepare yourself all the time.
Of course. It said we are not ready. There's flood everywhere.
Yeah.
There's disaster everywhere. But before I go, let me talk about the business at hand here. We got only today to raise some more money.
Right.
I want to say thank you to Mr. Martin Willie for your generous contribution. I want to say thank you to Eugenia Greenwood for your generous contribution. You guys are doing well. Listen, without you, I don't think we can do anything, but they gave us courage to sit here 2-3 hours every day to know that people appreciate what we do. And you can rest assured, Dr. Peabody and the team will give you a full report how much we raised, and all of that. We are giving credit to everyone. We are not going to say how much you gave because it's private, but the idea that you gave, it means a whole lot.
Jerome,
yes.
Let me interrupt you quickly. Our friend Martin Willie, remember yesterday?
Yes, from South Korea.
Yes, so he's trying to get confirmation from Myean.
Yes, we got it. I just mentioned that we just got it. I just told
okay. Thank you. I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. Okay.
Yes. We got it, Martin. I gotta go back to my Korean. They sent it to me yesterday. I said something like that. I know. I said thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes.
So we
you see, I
don't forget. I don't forget. So, guys, thank you very much, Martin Willie and Eugenia. Thank you very much for your help. Like I said, it makes us feel good.
Miss Gwen.
Let me just come in here. With respect to this fundraiser that is going on, and as somebody who has been in the trenches in Liberia as a former journalist, I know what it means to be on the field. I know what it means to leave your house with no money and you don't know what your kids are going to eat the next for that day. And I know what it means to go on the field, hustle, and then you run back home and leave something for your work to go while you go back on the field to work. You understand? It is a challenge. And so from our end, the Delaware Librarian Association, we will be making some contribution towards this cause. This is also dear to me because I'm a former journalist. I know what
always a journalist.
I know. I'm always a journalist. That's correct. I know what the guy goes through every day in Liberia, running behind newsmaker, paying your own way, trying to break stories and what have you. And sometimes you are threatened and you are beaten, you are jailed. But now we're still you still pursue the news story. It is commendable on their part, and we at the Delaware Librarian Association will be making a contribution because we are using this platform also to highlight the events that we'll be having celebrating Liberia's independence this coming weekend. I will talk about that later, but I just want to let you guys know that we will be making a contribution.
Thank you very much.
Today the last day now. So.
Yeah, they will make
it's going to come. Peabody, I got your number, Peabody. Relax.
Relax. Listen, if you are
it's going to come as soon as I get on the show.
Let me welcome Mr. Dix here.
He just sent us $100 too. He just sent $100 too.
Who did?
Mr. Dix, Shafa Dix, just sent us.
Oh, Mr. Dix.
I promised that last week, so I decided to fulfill my promise today.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
I don't want to be a travelist here, but we got Dix in Bassa, we got Dix in Cape Mount, we got Dix in Cape Palmas, we got Dix. So it's all right. We always claim you. Thank you very much.
That's the same people. That's the same brothers.
You won't be Congo, but I'm coming.
Oh, no,
That's that again.
Let me say this about Jackson. They go heavy. They go really hard. As what he did last weekend in Delaware. I'm just gonna leave it there.
That's right. Okay. So even for the Delaware area, you know Brother Dix, you know what he did, what he capable of doing, can even do worse. But thank you very much. You see,
we got.
You just them today.
Jackson, Delaware have been a strong supporter. Kehleboe have been a strong supporter of the closing acumen. You know, the president, being still the president, right?
Yeah, for the old timer team. For the TM for the old timer team.
Mr. Cedar, can you mute when we hear a lot of noise?
Yeah.
Okay.
What I'm saying is, is being still the president?
He is current. He is the current team TM for the old timer. We call our president TM. Yeah, so he's the TM. Yeah, he's the TM for life.
For life?
Yeah, that's
how we call him because you know what? He's doing a wonderful job with the team.
Listen,
he's doing a very wonderful job.
In fact, last year when we did the fundraiser, he was the highest donor to our program. You know,
Dr. Peabody
gave us a little
Dr. Peabody.
1K, a little over 1K. So they've been a strong supporter to our team.
Great.
Yes.
Listen,
you can hear me,
Dr. Peabody. This man from Kehleboe for real, because I know my old man to elect President Torgbean, right? So he was it. Torgbean, you would die in the chair. You president for life, and he did die in the chair. So when you hear Mr. Cedar say we got a TM for life,
they keep telling you not from Kehleboe. They went from Greenville.
Listen, we can tell the man where he come from. Yeah, the way he talks, the way he walks, we know he's from over there. Mr.
They give her James Green.
They gave you James Green, but I'll tell you what, I like the guy from Kehleboe, where we're talking about one of the best Chief Justices of all time, A. Dutch Wilson from Kehleboe.
Yes.
Mr. Dix, welcome. We're talking about Liberian history here, but for our young kids and our grandchildren, we're giving you a lesson in Liberian history. The great men and women that have run the country.
So John Smith is confirming what I said about Mr. D. Is right in the chat. Don't take it from me. It's right there. I wish you would highlight it.
Mr. Namwe, not come my way. The neo-progressive, is that neo-progressive or what, Mr.
Listen,
Smith?
They don't tie themselves into oppressors. They were progressive, now they're neo-pro. I don't call themselves neo-pro, neo-progressive. So it's all right.
Yeah. Welcome, man. It's good to have you.
Hey, Mr. Langway, thanks.
Thank you.
Well, guys, what we are saying here is if you belong to a fraternity, a sorority, a county organization, school organization, you need to follow the footsteps of the Delawareans. They form partnership, true partnership every year. They do what they do. So for those of you, I'm going to do the real pitch. If you are in the tri-state area, in fact, let's go all the way from North Carolina to Virginia, to the DC metropolitan area, Delaware, Pennsylvania, the Philadelphia area. Delaware is where you want to be this weekend. It is Delaware where it is going down. They got something there. I've never been there. They said they will sell you in a high chair. Tomalin, Georgia, I should go somewhere. They will put me in a high chair or something. I guess it's a gathering place there. You will be sitting on the highest chair when you're in Delaware. Go to the game. I saw in a photograph, they have color pepper color. They have tomogi. They had kettle sauce, hot sauce. They have everything for sale there. So you're not only going for the game, you're going to associate, and then you can go home with some food. You can take home some food. So, Mr. Seaton, if I'm coming to the game and I want to take me some fried pepper, fried kettle, some kala and all that stuff, I can take it home. You got a place to go, right? You got somewhere to put my food to go.
My man, once you enter Delaware, anything you want, get it and you will take it home. Good. We're going to feed you, we're going to entertain you, and it's going to be memorable. Look, our goal in Delaware is to make the July 26th celebration the melting pot of Liberians in the tri-state area and beyond. That is every year when Delaware throws us down, everybody's. You remember back in the days when 26 was coming and everybody used to troop to Trenton, New Jersey? That's the same model we are trying to build in Delaware. And you understand? We want the place to be the new venue for the major Liberia Independence Day celebration. And this year is no different. It's a 3-day event. It starts from Friday, which is the formal program at the Continental Hall in Smyrna, Delaware. Then on Saturday, we have the Barrow and Aye game at a stadium called the Brandon Warren Stadium on Fork Road in Wilmington, Delaware. Now, the football game is being organized by the First State Old Timers Sports Association, of which my good friend Ben Sanvee is the TM. And then after the football game, there will be an after party. So after the after party, the next day is going to be a Sunday. Sunday, we want to have a Thanksgiving service. After the Thanksgiving service, then we will have a barbecue. So I want to encourage all of you guys. This is an open invitation. Tickets are on sale. Ticket is $50. You come and support Delaware. And as you all know, we are a good friend of the closing argument, and we want all of our friends that are friends of the closing argument and beyond. Please come to Delaware. If you come this year and you think that it was not good, or you don't think it is good, come next year. Because when you come, you will never forget.
Wow.
You will never forget.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are hearing it from the horse's mouth. For the IE boys, you are bereaved. We lost one of the greatest players of all time in Liberia, Avana. Go and win it for the Yellow Boys. Bring it home for the Yellow Boys. Avana the Great will be buried August the 8th, the weekend of August the 8th in Newark, New Jersey. Guys, if you are from the Yellow Boys and Yellow Girls, if you are not motivated to beat Barrow flat, then
Mama will be up plenty time, man.
Come on.
Come
Coming
to talk now.
Mr. Diggs. You see, he would never tell you we'd be here in 2004, 2003. They say we'd be here plenty time. They just leave it like that.
Come on, man.
But man, you remember one time I was triple champion.
Yeah, that was 1971. Our Torgbean time. But Mr. Diggs, thank you very much for your input here. Let me start this one with you. We are talking about loving Liberia, putting Liberia first, doing everything first for Liberia. But look at this. It says, as rainy season gets underway, disaster agency goes unfunded, with hundreds of thousands at risk. As rainy season, the chair, the director himself, hopefully he's not fired because he said we are not ready. That's the bold headline. It said, our cluster have been activated. We held meeting with the ministries and agencies. The preparation of human resources is also ready. So everything is now set as it relates to our response and human recovery process. But there is little money to support these plans. They just gave us the ceiling, and that ceiling, besides salary, was placed on a contingency. That means we don't have anything in the budget line items. Whatever is left over in any of the agencies, they say they will give it to us. So with a budget shortfall, basically in the government of 17.8 million, the emergency disaster management system in Liberia is only an agency in name only. It's a sad day, Mr. Diggs.
Well, when it comes to these natural disasters, you can't predict them. So hopefully, we will hope that, I mean, we're not hoping for disaster, but just in case, we'll hope that the government will be able to mobilize the resources to take care of the people. So we can just do a wait and see right now. I mean, that's all we can do right now.
Wow, Mr. Dees, I worked here 10 years for the United Way. I worked for the city. I worked for the state. The disaster management has a budget, baseline budget. These guys are saying we have no money. The only thing we have is barely our salaries. There's no contingencies. There's nothing. So do we wait until the city is flooded, people are dying, then you start looking for money? I thought there has to be something in the line item that says disaster management, $100,000, $200,000, $1 million for disaster management. And then based on the gravity of the situation, we ask for more money. But saying we are not ready, there's no money there on the salary, that doesn't fare well for our folks.
Well, unfortunately, I mean, that's the approach they decided to take, was to just pay a salary. Then when the disaster happens, they will find the money. But then you ask yourself, I mean, during the budget process, was there any budget hearing for disaster management? I mean, we all know the budget process was a fiasco. What going through the budget process when we had the whole speaker debacle. So that's some of the price we're paying today.
Dr. Peabody.
I think I won't agree with what Shefa was saying. The issue here is it was because for them to control that whole budget, and that's why there were all that quote lingering was going on for the last 6 or 7 months, because somebody wanted to control the budget and they didn't want somebody, the current speaker, to have be in charge. So we had that whole rigmarole with the budget because they want to put in the money. Or put in that they sub money that they can get out, so they can do what they need to do. That's why they're wasting money all over the place. Speaker having huge delegation from West Africa or Mana River Union, something that is totally of no importance to the country, rather than trying to say, you know what, let's invest some of this money in our hospital, let's invest some of the money in our healthcare area, stuff like that. They're not doing it because they wanted to control that budget. That's why they fought over it and voted yes. Or even looking through the budget, some of them never saw that budget. They just went yes, and it will pass in seconds. That's why. Yeah.
Mr. Nyenwolo, it says here, as Liberian rainy season gets underway, the country's National Disaster Agency warned it is not prepared for what could become one of the worst flooding seasons in recent history. The international forecast warned that more than 825,000 people are at risk in the coming weeks, as the rainy season that began June 1 intensified, causing flooding across the country's western, central, and eastern counties. The agency is racing to finalize an emergency response plan, but with a key coordination structure still absent, incomplete, and no fund received from the finance ministry. Officials warn that they are facing a potential humanitarian emergency in coming months. They have been warned by the international community all these months. And up to now, we are in the 3rd month of the rainy season, and there's no funding in the line item. They are not ready.
Yeah. I'm glad you're lifting this up. I read that too with very much concern. Last year, I think according to that reporting, we lost about 9 people, to the floods. And I was in Monrovia, I think this gone the December before. I went to school in Monrovia. So I lived in Monrovia for a very long time. For the first time in my lifetime, the flooding that I saw in front of the Monrovia City Hall, I had never seen that flooding in my lifetime. And so, because of changes in the climate, these kind of increasing, disasters will continue to come upon us. If there's any consolation, at least our early warning system, somehow, I think the UN was able to help us stand that up, if I remember my reading of that article. But yeah, last year they got $1.4 million according to the director. They never saw any of that money. When the salary they saw this year, I think they got only $750,000, which is about half of that, which really cannot do anything, you know. And so they're sounding the warning now, you know, so that our people, I mean, all of these are supposed to be captured in the budget, but maybe hopefully so that they can remind us, you know, in a couple of months, the floods are going to come down. They've already been giving, you know, the data from the international, you know, bodies around there who help them, because we don't have the capacity to do the extensive forecasting. But they've told them that this year the rainy season will be very bad for our country, and we need to be ready. People, you know, people will be flooded, so they need to set up these halfway homes, you know, pre-stock them, you know, get ready with the ration, you know, the blanket, all these kind of things, plan evacuation routes and all of that. They need money to do all of that. So yeah, our people really, hopefully, you know, they take this seriously and try to empower these people so that they can do their job. Yeah, they were reporting of corruption and all of that, you know, and some of the money did not land in the right places and all of that, which is unfortunate. Hopefully they can find a way to address that. But notwithstanding, you know, almost 1 million people are facing potential, you know, threats from the rains that are forecasting, you know, are being forecast that are coming, and they will come. These people, they're forecasting, they, you know, sometimes they get it wrong, but you know, most of the time they do get it right. And so our people need to be prepared for that, or else we'll lose Liberians again because of poor planning.
Mr. Seaton, here they said last year floods was the deadliest in Liberian history memory, killed at least 9 people, including 2 toddlers, and displaced more than 100,000 people across 60 communities. Despite the disaster agency having $1.4 million in the budget, none of that money was available to the folks. According to citizens, they say we feel abandoned. One community leader told Front Page Africa all assistance came from the private donors and humanitarian group, including the Red Cross and the Catholic Justice Peace Commission. I mean, can you imagine that we have left everything, the country's responsibility to humanitarian agencies, the Red Cross, USAID. In the meantime, we put $1.4 million in the budget, and when people turn around, it was all gone. And then they tell the folks to call the Red Cross. So the men feel that they are abandoned.
Yeah. And then as the signal is coming in, we've seen videos of people riding canoe in Logantown. You understand me? In Jalat. We've seen all these videos. This thing is real. You know, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mr. Signal.
And you know, quite honestly, it is a shame that there is no adequate budgetary allocation for the National Disaster Relief Agency. But here's the problem. The problem of flooding in Liberia, especially Monrovia, is not new. This is an age-old problem that this country has been experiencing, and we have never had good planning on how to address it. If you recall, in the 70s, Sonny Wayne, it used to flood. People lay in their bed, the flood carried them. William Arrow decided to find a little solution to that problem. The darker drainage that comes from as far as Busse Quarter, it goes as far as all the way to Newport Street. That drainage, I don't know whether it was clogged over the years. I don't know whether the Monrovia City Corporation has cleaned that drainage. That's one. Monrovia is a swampy city. It was built on a marshland. It's the whole Monrovia. If you look at Garnersville, Barnersville, New Georgia, Bruchua Island, everywhere you see there, they are prone to flood. But how do we address that? It's simple. One way to address the flood situation, we shouldn't wait for flood to happen, then we say we go and provide relief. We need to plan so that when we can minimize the catastrophe that it will bring. For example, if you look at Monrovia, look at the map of Monrovia. You have the Stoughton Creek, you have the Monserrado River, you have the St. Paul River on the other end, you have the Doon River all the way up around the Kingsville area. All the government needs to do is look, all of these rivers, they have a lot of sediment in them. So as a result, when it rains, the water got nowhere to go. The best solution is to drag all of those rivers. Look, this is simple physics. If you take a glass and you take a glass of water, you measure the water table on a glass, and you take a rock and you put it in that glass, the water table will rise. When you take that rock off, the water table comes down. What is happening is that because all of these rivers that are around Monrovia have never been dragged. They have never been dragged from the founding of Monrovia. So all of the sediment keeps building up in this river. So as a result, when it rains, the rainwater got nowhere to go. One of the best solutions is find money, drag all of these rivers, put some barriers around these rivers, so that, and then you build, these different barriers, so that when it rains with some drainage system or an efficient drainage system, so that when it rains in all of the different communities, the water goes through the drainage system and goes into the river. I can guarantee you, but that costs a lot of money. But again, we don't have the commitment from our government, from our political leaders to solve this problem. So we wait for disaster to happen, and then we say, well, we want to help. No, you have to plan for disaster before it happens. But in Liberia, it's the other way around. So the only way that this can be addressed is a comprehensive plan. The other day I was asking, where are our planners? Where are our planners? We have a Ministry of Finance and Development Planning. Who are doing the planning? Do we have urban planners? Do we have rural planners? I don't know. So in the midst that we don't have all of these things into place, the Disaster Management Relief Agency will cry. Because guess what? The only money that they put in the budget is for them to take pay and do nothing. So they are taking pay, they are getting taxpayer money, and they are literally doing nothing. That's why it is. It is a shame.
Thank you.
In addition to not dredging the rivers and things around Monrovia, there's a whole question of blocking the drainages. People build on top of the drainages. That too also, leads to the flooding around Monrovia.
Well, let me work on the chief. I see he got.
I thought you were already in Delaware. I thought you already had a program that Mr. Sita was talking about.
The man got his jersey
on the weekend. The program on the weekend.
The man got his jersey on already. You see, he ready. He got his Barrow jersey on, ready to go play. That's right.
Because you Barrow man, I saw you think everybody got Barrow man.
Oh, the man wear the blue now. You don't wear blue. You're wearing
I'm from
blue and yellow.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Honorable Tomalin George. You got one of your sisters coming on tomorrow. Honorable Julia Duncan Cassell will be here to have some discussion with us.
Yes, the former Speaker of Grand Bassa County, the former Minister of Gender, Madam Julia Duncan Cassell. It will be a very great privilege to have her on our platform tomorrow. On Thursday, we have Fanta Kamara again. She'll be coming to talk about the Zoom Lion. Zoom Lion, they did a lot of stuff. They took another network and sent a reporter to Ghana to go and for promotional purposes. They did it just to promote them for that contract. But Ms. Kamara is coming on Thursday with a lot of stuff to expose Zoom Lion and to ensure that I was informed that Senator Snow is already on board to go against it too. So we have her here on Thursday to come throw more light on it about Zoom Lion, what they're trying to do to our country. And also, I promise you, Senator Nukwe reached out to me today. He sent me the bill, the port bill. So he said, so I will put it in the chat room. So we should peruse the bill. And from there, we reached out to him. and he will make an appearance and to come and talk about this bill. So the closing argument will go through that bill, that put bill. There are a lot of stuff behind that bill now. We are getting a lot of calls. People who are getting concerned about the way we are raising the issue, but I love our platform. Everybody here, nobody here is censor at all. You have your own views on issue. I can't tell Mr. Seaton say, no, you can't say that. You can't say that. No, we can't. We don't do it yet. We don't control. We respect people, respect our guests when they come here. We ask the tough questions. We don't restrict people how to ask their questions and so forth. It's a good thing that we are engaging them. And today too, the program that was held today, it took a regional bank president to come and lecture the Liberian people about good governance, about nationalism, about accountability, and they were there. Like Myean was saying, they should be ashamed of themselves. That the man got to come and tell them, if you want to work, step aside. And lastly, I will say this: look, like I think who was saying that, Mr. Gimel was saying it. Look, we got to take the country serious, because if we want to retire in Liberia, want to live our last days in Liberia in dignity, we can't allow the status quo to take control of that country 2029. We cannot let it happen. I'm getting calls from people start saying, look, if not these people, then who? If that is not them, who? So now, 2004, we were faced with the scene of dilemma, where when we met, we said, look, all the people that the war that happened in Liberia were caused by the people that want to run to 2005. So we got to stop them. So when we assembled, we said, look, let's find a young patriot amongst us who can lead the movement. And how come the names came about? And we settled on George Weah at the time. And he had a groundswell support who was marching towards him. The question is, that he could have been our most consequential president in our history to change the country. The question is, people can argue it. Did he perform to that level when the opportunity came? Some will say yes, some will say no, some will say have their own views. But that's left for a future discussion. So we look forward to that time has come again, where we'll be assembling soon to come up again to find that third wave, that alternative. We're going to come with an alternative. Or else, if you want to say, well, 2029, CDC and UP should go for final again. Okay?
Tomalin George, you are the alternative.
Look, brother, when we have that great gathering, we'll have that discussion. Yeah. If I say Peabody, he won't say no. I say Nangbe, he won't say no. I say CFR Dix, he won't say no. Jemu Grayman, you can't say no. Jackson Seaton, you're already a leader. You're already a president in Delaware. So you already got a leadership thing. So we cannot reject nobody to say, oh, when they call the person, they say, oh, man, they man. No. If they call John Brown name, John Brown step to the plate, they'll have that discussion. And I can tell you, if the people in the diaspora especially, if they stand together, they unite together with the resources and everything they have in them, with every fiber of their being, say, look, we'll go and challenge the status quo now. We'll go. 2027, we'll put our boots on the ground and we'll start the process to go to navigate to every district in Liberia to make a change. We got to do it.
And it's not only the presidency. We got to seize the control of both the legislature. It is there where the whole thing that's a corpse. The legislature. If what Tomalin is saying, if we have that commitment, we go over there, we take over the legislature democratically, and we institute reform in our country. Even anybody who is elected president, his agenda will not be successful.
Example, my brother Peabody, right? Me put him on the spot. There's a man who is very popular in Orange Grove. It is not just say, right? I've been with a guy who's been there. But he can't say, oh, my man, in politics. No. When that movement come, when I call, when that call is made, you answer that call. You know, I remember when we're about to move Liberia now for 2005 election. James Scott, he said, when the clarion call was made, he said, D12, answer that call. Because at that time, 12 not even having status, but he had to go Liberia now. Put his status on risk to go Liberia to say, look, we can't just make the movement strong, then we'll leave it abandoned. And everybody started to move to Liberia. But when it got to Liberia, when it crossed the ocean, things changed there. So, but that history there. But we learn from these mistakes and things. But again, we should be thinking about it seriously. We cannot afford to allow the people to just take control. And last, let me end on this one now. About 26. I'm impressed. I'm happy that some people have contributed and they want a name to be called. Respect their privacy. But I can tell the guys in Liberia that you guys will be happy. There are people who appreciate what you guys do in the rain, the sun, everything. That today the president was in bombing. But then now I was talking to the press secretary today for the president. She said because what they can give the little thing to the guys there and put it on the bus, they can divide them. Look, these guys are struggling. You can tell because everybody cannot go. Somebody want to go to bombing. Say no, we are divided group. You just want the president Lofa. The other group going the president to bombing. Because of just for the little thing, $20 just to get in. The guys are struggling for. That's why you see the guy when they run with stories sometimes. They run with the stories. It's tough. It's tough. The guys, the journalists like Liberia are trying their best. It's tough. And if you can invest in them, you can get a balanced story. Or if not, see if I can go tomorrow and say, okay, y'all go after the man. And you pay money, they'll go after that person. And that's what's happening. People playing for the highest bidder. So I appreciate everybody who have contributed. Everybody have contributed towards it. We appreciate you guys so much. They're still open. Cash App is still there. Everything's still. And let's make the guys happy. Let's get them going. Their families to enjoy and be happy and so forth. I'm sure all of your family Liberians start calling over 20s already. So they're blessed to have people like you guys in America. But guys, thank you so much.
Mr. Gilman, what Tomalin has said, people have been very generous. We got a list. We're going to publish it later. But just for some of you who just joined in, let me just go over the name very fast. CFR Dix gave $100. Eugenia Greenware $50. Ivan Lokin $75. Russ Community $30. Lamin Dugley $50. Elmer Phillip $60. Emmanuel Nangwe $50. Nora Hook $55. Makan Ronald $50. Jenny McBorough $50. Sarah Dupo $50. Tomalin and Kids Tomalin Kids $100. Jerome Gibbon Kids $100. Howard Jones $100. Victor Nangwe $25. James Nangwe $25. Henry Peabody daughter $50. So that's what we stand.
And also, Lloyd Scott $100. Melvin Howard $50. Roland Dia $25. I think so far, yes. So I want to say thank you.
We're going to compile the list. We're going to integrate the list, and then we're going to come out. Rest assured, your name will not be left out unless you say, don't call my name. But we will still acknowledge you. If you don't want to have your name called, but you have a foundation that you would like to donate through, please do that. We can recognize your foundation. If you had the Nangwe Family Foundation want to donate $1,000, we will recognize the Nangwe Family Foundation.
Are you saying Nangwe come to get $1,000 right now?
Yeah.
Don't use my mother to chew your pepper.
Quick question. The Zelle number is 856-676-5136. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Yeah.
All right. A contribution is coming from the Delaware Liberian Association.
The president
President talk.
Yeah, when the president talk, we're serious. We want to go to listen, guys.
I just got $50 from Professor Kennedy. I just received that.
Okay,
thank
Professor Kennedy, thank you. And guess what?
Thank you, Larry. You're the man, Larry. Thank you.
He always, even if we're not even taking fun, he will always hey, that's something for operation. He always does that. He always.
Thank you.
Okay, listen, so I'm not saying I'm soliciting contribution. I just want to welcome our boy Bearded. He's in the States here. So,
yes.
I'm just saying, welcome to the States, my man. That's all I'm saying.
Alexander Bearded of the closing argument is in the U.S. on a field trip.
Welcome, Toga.
So Tomalin, the making to the States right after the protest?
Yeah.
No, the making right after Musa came. Musa opened the door for him. I want to hear what you say about that.
Hey, Tomalin, can you
Chief, you gotta adjust your camera.
Please?
We can only see the crown of your head.
I can see our.
There you go.
Okay. I think Myean need to move the cash app stuff. He's gonna move it.
Yeah, the small one is fine. This one
Myean put his cash app if they want.
Yeah, just the cash.
We'll keep putting it every now and then. Now, Myean find a way to put it on that will not affect. Oh, you can bring it down a little bit.
Just
so
he had the small one.
You know, usually what I've seen is a tradition I've seen, Liberian presidents on July 26th, they dedicate series of projects that they have done over the year, and I think that's what President Garguah is doing. Today he was in bombing, I think, with a maternity place. But look, I pray for the day that Liberia will be opening a factory, dedicating a factory that will be what I would say 5,000 jobs. We have a factory now being dedicated in bombing in Kehleboe. So my question I just want to throw out there. What happened? Why during the past we had a sugar factory in Liberia? We have Peabody. What manufacturing these things and shipping them and exporting them. So why we can't do it now? Why are we? Why?
You could just put no.
Because you have government that the folks, those that are spearheading the government are innovative, and as part of the reason why we don't like to bring this how to call the block or kind of a politics country versus Congo, but I think it's important to.
We can't see Sylvester at all. The banner is
Sylvester.
Myean, take this thing down, huh?
Are you?
Everybody on the video calls. They'll let us know.
Are you in?
We'll pull it back up later. We still gotta raise. I'm not sure we can raise for those kids.
Is Sylvester? Are you a T5? We can see your face. Our B project. You in our B project?
Is at the bus terminal, the bus stop.
I'm at the rest. The rest stop.
The rest stop.
I think Timberlake raised a good point.
But the pack up pin and all those factories we had before, and those were innovations coming from the Torgbean government. You can remember Paco were owned by the Paco family and the rest of that right there. But ever since then, most of those so-called country boys, they don't know investment. They don't do corruption and say they want to be home. They don't know how to do corruption, and it's wrong. No corruption they engage in. That's it. But and those factories at the time employ a lot of Liberians, and it paid some good taxes to the government and other things. So, and ever since those guys left from power, there's the issue about factory and all of things coming. It just started to dissipate from the national scene. It's a serious problem. It's difficult. Other than that, the loading boys are coming investing into these things. So, but Tomalin, that's one of the reasons I want to believe why we stay lacking behind in terms of engaging into those industrial issues level, if you will. But it's unfortunate. But it seems to be that the July 26th will be good because I'm hearing some powerful names, giving some. I learned that I don't know. I can say I heard somebody say something about somebody from where did what. That's Mr. Cassidy, right?
Isn't he the guy who just got elected as president of Lofa resigning?
No, they said the deputy minister in Garguah office, Cassidy. The man the 26th.
I beg you.
No, I beg you.
I got all the calls. Oh, you don't do the calls.
You know what, Anthony? Anthony Cassidy?
Yeah, Anthony Cassidy.
That's not progressive in her.
Why aggressive?
Why are you taking?
Why progressive? Listen, guys. Hey, Eugenia, don't listen to Jala. Joma Jala had not done a dime, and he picking on people who already donated.
No, but I will say this. So, Joma Jala is one of our loyal. One thing, Mr. Gay, he's one of our loyal supporter. I will tell you.
Very loyal. But
Mr. George,
why you provoking?
George, I'm not talking about what you ate yesterday, what you eat today that I don't want to talk about. Joma Jala.
He will give today.
Joma Jala, that's the last day. Let him give. Stop forgetting people.
Joma Jala. Eugenia told me to tell you, at least her name is on the paper. Your name there, yes. So don't say anything. Yeah, man. Don't say that. Mr. Deeks.
Yeah,
let me start with you here on this one. It says that Associate Justice Destiny Boyka Cannon called for a complete rewrite of the Liberian Constitution.
I agree with him.
Okay, this is what he says. Capitol Hill, Monrovia, Associate Justice Destiny Boyka Cannon on Tuesday called for a complete rewrite of Liberia 1986 Constitution, arguing that the current framework is outdated and no longer reflects the country's evolving governance needs. I mean, Basic said this, the Chief Justice said this, and now we're seeing this. Your take on this, is it rhetoric, or are they politicians, or this is actually going to happen?
Everybody will say that now. Everybody.
Well, I mean, I agree with Councillor Kane, but then the strange thing was that Councillor Kane was on the Law Review Commission. So, I mean, when he was there, he should have taken some of these things up. You know, right now we're talking about election coming 2029. I think if we'll go to election, we should be looking forward to a referendum on some of these things. You know, so but then his statement is so general. I mean, what area of the Constitution that he feels that needs to be changed? We can't change the entire Constitution.
That's what I was asking too. Exactly.
He has to be specific. He has to be specific. Yeah.
Joe Manjala, we are almost there. So
let me recognize Emmanuel Fremont. You just sent $200. Emmanuel Fremont.
Oh, Emmanuel Fremont, thank you, Mr.
Okay. Now, let me just make a quick note there. Emmanuel Fremont is the Financial Secretary of the Delaware Liberian Association.
Okay.
He was instructed to wire that money. In fact, he's calling me right now.
Okay.
You know?
Put him on the phone. That's very nice.
Okay, hold on. Let me put you on the phone. Yeah, Emmanuel, you are on a closing argument, and those guys are trying to commend the Delaware Liberian Association for our contribution.
One of the month, he said 2,000.
$200.
$200.
$200. Very nice. What's his name? Mr. Freeman, are you there?
Yeah, Emmanuel Freeman. All right. Thank you.
Mr. Emmanuel Freeman. Listen, guys, if you're in that Delaware area, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Virginia, you need to be in Delaware this weekend. Tomalin George told me when I'm in the area, they will send me in a high chair.
You missing the high. They have a high table.
High table.
In Germantown, Maryland, the high table there.
Okay, the high table. So
Delaware,
guys,
that's where they have the leaders. You see, you got the president in there.
There you go. So guys, let's go to Delaware. They are partners. They are true partners of the closing argument. We can count on them. We want to make sure that we have a great time in Delaware this weekend. And for you, the yellow boys and yellow girls, you lost a champion in Abadna. You should be inspired to go and beat Barrow this weekend and pay homage to the great Abadna, one of the greatest. Abadna. They used to call him the gold merchant.
The sisters, yeah.
The sisters and the gold merchant. That man gave Barrow so much hell, I'm telling you.
In fact, next week we're having a special for him on the closing argument.
That's good.
A reflection, yeah.
Yeah.
We have some former players, the Benedict Wisse, Solomon Donny, all these guys who play for Lone Star, I.E. Barrow. They'll be here next week to memorialize him. And because many people don't know.
Hey, Tomalin, 1 minute, Tomalin. So you give me the date. We had a conversation. And I had a conversation with Solomon Sipley, who was captain of that Lone Star team.
Yes.
Tournament. He wants to be part of the show too.
Yeah.
So just give me the date.
I will finalize it. And in '79, Liberia won the Winning Arrow tournament. We had, I think,
Six Nation tournament.
Yeah. I think that's the only tournament we ever won in our lifetime.
But since that time, our name has not come on the map there,
It's all right. It's all right. So, Mr. Diggs.
Yes, sir.
I know, I don't know what to think, but what's the process of either?
Just a second, I'm sorry. Mr. Jada wants to round up whatever figure we got. Like asking, so can someone please answer?
Okay, we are $320 short. You can round it up.
We're not. We're almost $600 to $700 short.
Oh, we're $580 short. Almost $600.
That's why I got people. You don't joke.
the great Joe Manchala. If you do that, you can say anything you want to say. Right here. Thank you very much. Now, listen now. We were this one here is a legal pay to play. You can pay all you want when you pay. I'm authorizing Joe Manchala to pay to play. If you pay that much money, you can play. You can say anything.
Joe Manchala can pay that money, now he will cost everybody else.
Mr. Dees, before I go to the diplomat here. What is the procedure in either rewriting the Constitution, amending the Constitution? Do we need a referendum? Does it have to start with? Does the Supreme Court have any say so, or it start with the legislature?
Well, the Supreme Court doesn't have any say so. The Supreme Court will interpret what we write in the Constitution. So that's the full source of the Supreme Court. It can start with the executive branch or the first branch of government. But I know the threshold, I think it has to pass 2/3 in both houses before it can go on the ballot for referendum. So I mean, it has to be a collaborative effort. So in that case, you got to bring stakeholders on the table. You know. I think that would be the best approach.
Okay. So
but let me say this. Mr. Gayman, let me say this. Do we need a new constitution, or we just need people to be respectful and follow the Constitution like Liberia? Do we need a new constitution?
Yeah, we need
some parts of it to be amended.
That right now is a joke. It's a joke about it. We need to fix that thing.
So it needs to be amended, not a new constitution.
Yeah,
it needs to be amended.
But listen to this, Dr. Peabody. In the United States, when the people needed to add to strengthen their constitution, they came up with the different bills, right? The different amendments.
Yes, different amendments.
Yeah, different right for people and all of that. So we can do the same thing. Like the nationality clause, the citizenship clause, we know it's outdated. We need to change that. I mean, there's a lot that needs to be done.
That nonsense need to get from there.
Yeah, but when you look at the whole constitution, it looks at when you start amending it, look at we have to amend the whole thing because we're talking about salary, we're talking about all of these things.
No,
those are the things
the presidential tenure. You know,
the presidential tenure salary, Mr. Pewee.
Yeah.
How is this possible? Because the people that we are trying to change, they have to approve this. How do we get it across?
No, so a lot of ways we can do it. Sometimes it can rather come from the people. We, the people, can petition the legislature. We can do that through vote of a signature of 10,000 or more. Can gather and petition the legislature to do that. But I want to believe the executive, like during Madam Weah. During Madam Weah and sorry, it's not Madam Weah. During Mr. Weah presidency, or even Madam Saliv, the executive took the initiative, right? So when it came to the time Madam Saliv conducted, when we went through, there was a call for a referendum in 2011 August. Madam Saliv initiated that, and Mr. Weah himself did the same. Unfortunately, all of the propositions did not pass through, and it was quite unfortunate. But I would hope the Weah days, I don't think there was sufficient publicity of campaign for all of the propositions. And unfortunately, again, and then that's the problem of Liberia. If you are not there, it's not good. The same thing. So we are pushed to amend some portion of the Constitution. Today, the same Waka Kane is talking about rewriting. But what they did, the United Party, they canvassed against it. They campaigned against it. Most of those propositions didn't pass because at the time it was critical. You know, when the government is in charge and all of them, the sentiment was too high. And the same Waka Kane, you see the hypocritical nature of most of our politicians. It is unfortunate. Today he's there. He's going to sit on the Supreme Court bench. He's now saying there's a need to do a comprehensive rewrite of the Constitution. No, we don't even need that. In this country, I think they have 27 amendments in the Constitution of the United States of America. 27 amendments. You will have the 10th Amendment, the Bill of Rights, the 4th Amendment, all of those things talk about, but we have 27 amendments. What we need to do, there's certain just small critical area we need to fix. And because the Constitution, those that wrote the Constitution for Liberia is good. Now you have to basically change it because it will have to confront to present day reality. It have to confront to that. So can we change the tenure for the Senate or legislature, if you will? Can we change the tenure for the president? Can we change the tenure for citizenship? You know, these are the issues. Where in the what the PRC put there, I think is Article 90 or 91. Can we remove that? Right now, we're sending anything that we want to put there. All the things have gone. I don't know ever since why we didn't do the amendment to get those things out. So it's important. There's some critical area in the Constitution we can amend. And to do that, listen, it's just some of the stroke of a pen from the president as the legislature. They got to support that. They will definitely get the 2-tier from each of those horses. Right? And when the 2-tier is there, you set the basis for the proposition. And then you run in a canvas for all of the propositions. So, I mean, we can just set the line and see how the country can move on. But there's a need to look at that. Everyone is calling for a constitutional review, to review our constitution. But to do that, we need the support coming up. And again, the people themselves will have to play a major role in that. For me, the basic area I think we should move and change in the constitution. We don't have to go set up a constitutional review, big time committee. We just have to do the amendment of those areas. Joma fire.
Oh, we in trouble.
We not for that is out.
Yeah, so
we for that is out.
I told Joma Jala pay to play. He can cost all you want now. You know pay.
Yeah. So maybe part of the amendment, we should put that Joma Jara should be one of the.
Jerome, let me just quickly add to what Sylvester and Sylvester said, Mr. Diggs and Mr. Pewee. I think, first of all, we have to be careful here. There are implications that come with suspending the entire constitution. It's the same thing Sylvester is pointing out. During the Guar regime, the suspicion was that once you do that, you reset the presidential term, and then Guar would have started all over. And so the UP people, that's what they were campaigning, and therefore that amendment was defeated because it was attached to, whatever they wanted to amend, a lot of tenure and all of that they wanted to amend. So what this justice is proposing, he has to be specific, like Mr. Diggs is pointing out. You can't just say rewrite the entire constitution. Well, what are we going to be working by while you're rewriting the whole constitution? So you need to be specific, and we want to be careful here. They were reporting today that this president was getting ready to induct Bessa into office while Senator is still in office. Would have 2 justices. So yeah, so all of these little machinations, we have to be careful here. He's not even in office yet. He wants to suspend. He wants to rewrite the whole constitution. What does that mean? So I agree with Mr. Pewee and Mr. Diggs. There are 2 ways. I think I'm aware of the appointed. Either the legislature can propose an amendment, or we can raise. The citizens can raise. A petition. And put it before the legislature so that they will put it on the ballot. Those are the 2 ways. But he has to be specific. He can't just come out and say, let's rewrite. He didn't even take offer here. You want to start chaos. I think that's not.
And to that issue of the United Party, they didn't. It was clear. You don't need a lot. It was clear. If those propositions passed during the Guar days, it was not going to take effect during Guar administration. It would have taken effect in this term now that Bouakai started, right? The 5-year would have taken effect during this term that Bouakai started. Now, if we were to do quickly, we were to conduct an constitutional amendment that would target any of the articles, if you will. That would take effect in 2020 after 2029 elections, not Mr. Bouakai time. So, I mean, I don't know how we just the politics of everything, and we don't want to see those things unfold. It's quite unfortunate. So, but it's about time. I want to believe the fact that most of the justices now he's appointing, they are emphasizing this. I'm convinced that sometime between now and the end of next year or early 2027, we may have something like a referendum to do some amendment in the Constitution.
Yeah, but okay, I said let me step in for a minute. Let me step in for a minute, Mr. Gilman, please. So at that time during the Weir presidency, when they had a referendum, everybody was looking at what happened in the Ivory Coast. But what happened in the Ivory Coast was Alassane Ouattara was very sneaky. They put in the amendment that they were starting a new republic. So starting a new republic means everything that happened before will not be counted. In our case, we're not starting a new republic. We're not suspending the Constitution. We're just amending the existing document. And so, but then I blame the CDC government. They didn't sell. They didn't sell the case.
No, they did. It was just politicized.
Yes, I didn't agree because what happened was I think
politicized by the opposition.
No, but listen, Tomalin to a point. When I say they didn't sell a case, the opposition was making a loud noise.
I agree. Yeah.
And they should have been louder because they got a bullet pulpit. The president should have come out and reassure the country.
Okay. That people said they should have taken the case on the road, go on the road. You see, in America, like right now, Donald Trump, in order to get that big, beautiful bill to pass, he told them, say, okay, you know what happened? Next year, I will campaign with you guys. I will go on the road with you guys. I'll go for you guys. But now, so wait to see what happened on the road, okay? Look, what I've got to realize, especially Donald Trump, right? And I think it helps him a lot. The guy loves the media. That the only guy president I've seen, every day he engaged the media. Every day. In the morning, when you're sleeping, 2 a.m., he on it. Okay, like today, he attacked Obama. Obama not fire back.
But the man ran out, Chief. Yeah. The man running away from the media, saying the whole Epstein thing, bro.
Oh, yeah, but so now, but you know what he released the Martin Luther King and it's only filed yesterday for distraction. So
that's cautionary tactic.
Is that Obama to be arrested for treason? Obama not fire back. So, what I'm trying to say is that the guy loves the media. Okay, even if you ask him tough question, he say, "Look at you, nasty. You're very nasty. You're nasty." Who has not kind of question for? The guy and he has his own social media, the truth social. And so if he started posting, "Look, if I elect president, I will deport millions of people all over the country." They fell for it. They fell for it. Like today, right? One example, me give you something. The Democrats hopeful for 2028 now. Somebody I heard them today. Guess what? Guess what they're saying now? Right, Manuel now. He's not saying he's against transgender. He's against men play women's sport. You see, and that narrative, how they carrying it. Because and Trump forced them to go to the middle now. You see it? You gotta force them because if you go to the extreme, you can't win. So Trump has forced them to go to the middle. So in Liberia, you gotta be very intentional. You gotta tell people bonded what you're gonna do. Okay, tell them what's gonna happen. But like for instance, you tell people say, tell people boldly, say, look, if I'm president or if I'm a lawmaker, I will ensure that no minister carry or take home pay of more than $5,000 home. No. Like I saw a list today comparing lawmakers in African countries that are doing very well in Liberia. We're the highest there. Our lawmakers carrying $7,000 home. So lawmakers, I think around 119 and carrying 2,000 home. Why? Why should we do the country to the country? Why? And we need to speak out.
Yeah. And I think let me just what Tomalin was just saying. Let me just buttress what you were saying. In terms of engaging the media when it comes to Liberia, there's one president who really engaged the media, and because of that, he was successful. Despite the fact right now that he's in jail for crimes that he committed in Sierra Leone. But Charles Taylor was one of those presidents or former rebel leader per se. He engaged the media. Anything Taylor wanted to do in Liberia at the time, he made sure he engaged the media, and he was always successful. He was not shy away from the media. Like you guys are saying, that referendum that George Weah administration put out there, George Weah, he just told people to put it out there. He's not the kind of guy who would come to engage the media. He was always shy away from the media. That is the reason why most of what he envisioned, most of his agenda item didn't pass, or he was not successful. because he did not engage the media. And because he did not engage the media, he did not adequately inform the Liberian people what he wanted to do. So as a leader, you have to engage your people. You have to tell them, look, this is the situation. This is what I want to do to solve this problem. And once you continue to engage your people, they will get an understanding on what you want to do. And then you can become successful. CDC, they didn't do that. That's why they failed.
And if I may chime in quickly, right? We all watch the US here, and we don't, there are little things we take from them. Like Tomalin just saying, when they deliver a policy statement, what do they do the next day? They go on the road.
Yes.
Because the big book, the sport, they gotta go in the community. Maybe they'll go and dedicate a little factory or something, but then they will break down what they're trying to say and take out.
You're having press conference now on the Japan deal.
Exactly. Our people don't do that, but I will say this now. I'll pass you on. First of all, they say Joman Jala that he part of cut he got from the world, get him Martin Seal. That's why he.
That's right.
And Jean so you want to think
but listen. Since I
started, give me 5 seconds.
Since I started doing my hand, and then the money start coming in. You see it?
Yeah, just keep rapping and keep rapping.
So I was saying that over the weekend in Philadelphia, Musa indicated just scrapping the government vehicles and all of that, you save at least $150 million. This whole thing about government buying car for it, and you got to communicate these things. We will look into that, and CMC will look into that. There are a lot of things that can be done. I believe it was earlier in the show.
You scrap government vehicle. How government official
the way it is being the way it is being run now. We're not going to scrap the entire government.
You can't be buying car anytime like for one minister for one.
No. I against buying exorbitant cars, right? But I support you. Listen, what I wouldn't do when I'm in government, I will not say it when I'm not there. If I'm in government or heading government, my government official will be allowed to ride government vehicle. But what we would do, we'll cap the ceiling somewhere that will not be more than a certain amount.
Absolutely.
Right? That's
Absolutely.
it. But there's a need of support. Listen, there's government. We don't have the system that will get a poor car. How do you, what you do? No, we shouldn't. Listen, when we outside government, we shouldn't say things that we know we cannot do, that we get in our exchange, then they don't respect us. And that's the problem with politicians.
No, but people just to a point here.
Okay, guys, 1 minute, please. We got a lawyer that just called in, want to chime in on the Constitution stuff. Hold on 1 minute. Your name and where you calling from, sir?
Okay, so this is Wanda Freeman, and I'm calling from Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I followed the conversation.
It's a counselor Antonio Law.
I'm an attorney, and specifically I'm into investment law and financial crimes law.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, I followed the conversation, and I think a couple of guys seem to cast a disapproving comments on the issue of constitutional rewrite. Okay, but mind you, this constitutional rewrite issue is something I wrote about August of 2024. August 18, 2024, I wrote that Liberia needs a constitutional rewrite, not an amendment. That is what Liberia so desperately needs. It's on my blog. I'm encouraging you guys to look at it, but let me just make a brief reason why we need a rewrite.
Yeah, why rewrite, not amendment?
Yes. There are several things that we have to do. Of course, a lot of people may be familiar with the tenure issue. Okay, but when we look at governance, the level of decentralization, as you can see, there are issues surrounding decentralization, issues about whether we should elect the superintendents, whether we should elect other county officials. There are issues about fiscal decentralization. So
but there is a write-up for that.
But listen, go ahead.
Then I think that against the time he left, because there's a write-up for that. There's an era for electing town chief, paramount chief, and the rest of that.
Wait. Guy, you're getting a chance. Go ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Strategic thing, right? If you have 10 items or 12 items to change in the Constitution, if you are going to put it to the public, you have to put all 10 on a different ballot. And mind you, the Liberian people, they wouldn't like to vote A or B, 1 or 2. They don't like to vote 10 items, 20 items. So if you are going to put a constitutional issue before them, and there are so many, It's better you do the whole constitution and then you give it to them as a yes or no thing. You want a yes, you don't want a no. But if you put 10 items or 20 items and say, I want to change it, mind you, the people will vote on only item number 1 and 2, and they might pass up the rest of the other things. So from a strategic standpoint, it is not advisable if you have so many changes to go that way of constitutional amendment, because the people will end up we only 1 or 2 and forget the rest of it.
So in other words, he's trying to say, for instance, if we got 10 basic articles that we try to change, we just take the whole constitution, change those 10 articles, and then come back to the poll and say, okay, we not change your whole thing that you wanted yes, you don't want it no. Is that correct?
Exactly. That's what you have to do.
Okay. And honestly, it makes some sense, because it was part of the major reason why we are, because people did not in the rural area also. It makes significant sense here, to be very honest. That's part of the major reason. I can recall in Lofa and Bon County, I spoke to a lot of people. Some of them didn't understand all of the prepositions. They didn't understand it. They would have went from the top, and that's why most of the prepositions got defeated, because, and again, there was not sufficient public relation to campaign for it, and in educating the people how to go about it. It's a country that heavily got some big illiteracy rate, and so that's a very important point if we can consider. Yeah, I do agree with you on the from the short sentence what you just said. I agree with you, because I experienced it, and that was part of the reason why those 2 referenda that we did in 2011 and the one we have carried out didn't really succeed in a way the government wanted it to be. On a serious note, that's my own point. I agree with you on that.
It's more of a strategic way of going about it, as opposed to just saying, let's do it one by one. You're going to confuse the population.
So yeah, let me ask you this.
Definitely confused. I agree with you.
Council, let me ask you this. So when this is being done, does it require suspending the Constitution, or what is the process?
Well, we haven't rewritten our Constitution in that sense, but I guess if there is the citizens petition, or we go by the legislature, at the end of the day, you will not suspend it until the new one comes into force.
Yes.
Okay.
Then the new one will disallow the older one.
So when the new one comes into force, it will take precedent. Then eventually, then the other one will be something. Yeah.
In the first place, let me say this: why should we be trying to write Constitution for our age and all of that? Why should we be trying to rewrite Constitution?
Because there are some things that's the only way to change it. And if I ask each one of you here, you might have items each that differ from everybody else in terms of what we want to change in our Constitution. For example, let's talk about the legislature pay. Can we put a limit on it? It is something that is killing the country. So we could start from there. There are so many things that could be changed. And my thinking is that at least a dozen things will be changed. Do not put 1 dozen things before the Liberian population.
Yeah, but how can you put a pay, or how can you put salary in the Constitution?
You're not going to put salary, you're going to put a limit.
You can talk about
so what kind of limit? So
it's see 5,000.
But then, so what about
you ask a question, let him answer.
Give me a point. You cannot say let them make 5,000, but you can say they should not exceed.
That's what I said. It shouldn't exceed 5,000.
For example. But you gotta put a restriction because you see it has been abused. The reason why you change your Constitution is because you see that the current law is being abused.
Yeah.
It's very important. So when we're rewriting, those are things that we have to do. For example, a broker now is appointing at least 75% of his Lufians. Before that, Mr. Weir was doing the same with Southeast. Is there a way we can rectify some of the things through constitutional position?
Well, excuse me, sir. Or to a point there, sir. I don't like that comparison. Lofa and the Southeast. Lofa is a county. The Southeast is not a county.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's get that clear.
Yeah, but if you said that we'll follow come and justify, I come in, Councillor, 1 minute, Councillor. We'll follow come to counter that by saying Lofa got.
Wait, how do you qualify the we? Who the we? I want to know.
we from Lofa.
You and Tifa.
We will come out to counter that, Shafa, by saying that we from Lofa, we have 6 of the 16 tribes in Liberia. We can counter that by saying that.
And so
we have 6 of the 16 tribes in Liberia.
So if you go with the Southeast,
that state does not negate the fact that Lofa is a county and it's comprised so many different counties.
But not the case. But even the Southeast, they had a lot of officials from one county and the same. So it's the same.
No, see, you got shit in the goalpost
there. But again, you see the article. Even if you went back to Article 5 of the Constitution, right, and it also said that. But again, leaders is difficult. But the point, the Constitution also is leaving the president's salary of the legislature. They will determine their own salary. Imagine. So I agree again that we should put a cap on it, that their salary should not exceed 8 or 10,000. Everything, if you will. But I don't know what we. And again, that's one of the issues that's going to be critical. Those men, when I be sitting down over there, then they say we'll kill the cow come to black us. And
I mean that makes a lot of sense. Or we can say the salary cannot exceed a certain percentage of the budget. You know.
Pewee. Let's see, Pewee. So let me state a point.
Civil servant. You can make it a function of the lower civil servant. But the point I'm making is that there are so many things that are going on that they are abusing the current constitution. We might have to change at least a dozen or so clauses. And so do not put 1 dozen clauses before the Liberian people.
I don't think we require a dozen, man. Not too much, man.
Oh, it will be.
I don't think, man. I can come maybe one. I think the term.
I like what the council said.
More detail in terms of how I analyze it. It's on wonderfreeman.com.
Thank you very much.
I like what he said. I like what he said that they are.
I'll go to put it in our chat room. We call upon you, Chief, to come and
So let me go to that. So let me go to that point of vehicle purchases. You know, the problem is that in every country, even this country we live in, the largest entity that procure goods and services is the government. So when you have that advantage in purchasing, you should scale up stuff. But in our environment, in Liberia right now, every entity manages their own procurement processes. So
for real?
Yes. So there's no skill.
They don't have that during Chancellor time, that bulk purchasing.
Back then there was GSA, there was standards. You could buy fleet of cars for ministers. So no minister would drive a high-end car, they want to drive a low-end car. You have fleet of vehicles, and you could repurpose them as you bring more into the fleet. But nowadays, these entities, they manage their own procurement processes. All they do, they put a procurement plan together and they give it to PPPC. PPPC approves it. So they're doing the budget year, they go and they carry out their procurement activities. So right there, so you're not purchasing at scale. You're not purchasing at scale.
But Tony, the bulk processing scheme stopped ever since the Doe government. Immediately after the war, we didn't resume that scheme, and that the last GSA boss that executed that mandate was the late Clarence Momodu. So ever since then, we've
but you know why it ended, Pewee? You know why it ended, Pewee?
Never implemented that. No,
because you know why it ended. During the war, we started doing factional government. So if I'm from Ulimo, and you put a MPP man to GSA, I'm not gonna let him buy my car.
But even after that, he said stop. When Taylor came as president, he didn't continue.
Yeah, but that's why I say. So that's why
maybe there was no money again also. But
that's why I said. That's why I said doing those factional government.
Yeah,
they broke all the institutions down. They never rebuilt.
No, it's true. Yeah, and that's was the reason because and that scheme make you guys. You know what buying government property?
Mr. Pewee.
Yeah.
Talk to me because after Dylan made all this thing about car that he would not ride this car, that car, we found out that I think he succeeded. Is that Geraldine Sharif?
Geraldine.
Yeah. We heard that when the person dies or the person leaves office, the car is bought in the person's name.
Mm-hmm.
And Geraldine had it was her personal car per se, so he had to buy his own car. I have a friend from Grand Bassa who was two-term representative, and he had two cars because I think it was every 3 years he got a new car. So he had all those cars. Once they bought a new car, the car automatically goes to him. So where did we come up with that kind of idea? I thought usually the car belongs to the government.
Oh yeah, so but for the legislature and again the government, there was this the GSA did the fleet management program. We do have that, and that is a kind of a policy we have in place. The vehicular regulatory policy we do have. So in that program, you buy a brand new. The government of Liberia, there's a law. The government of Liberia cannot purchase used vehicle. The fleet management, the government will have to buy a brand new vehicle. It is against the policy to purchase a used vehicle. No, we cannot do that in Liberia. Now, so that same policy is saying if you bought a vehicle and the lifespan of that vehicle should be 3 years. After 3 years, the person that is using the vehicle will be preference one to purchase the vehicle. Then the GSA will do an evaluation of the vehicle, the sending of the depreciation line of it. They will go to the carrier blue book and see the depreciation line, and they will put a cap on it. And then you will bid. You're the number one person that will have the preference to bid and purchase the vehicle. That's it. So for the lawmakers, the same should be with the lawmakers. I don't know if the same should be with them, but they don't do that. The fact that the lawmakers, when they put the money in the budget for themselves, they carry the vehicle. After the 3 years, they take the vehicle for them. Even when the vehicle is purchased brand new, it's in their name already.
Yeah, that's what I saw.
Yes, so I just thought to make that point. But for those in the executive, if the vehicle is purchased, it's not in their name. The vehicle, bill of sale, and other things, as we can say, the title on our side, we say bill sale, all those things will be in the name of the government of Liberia. The General Services Agency, the GSA, will have all documentation. It will be in the name of that entity, but owned by the government of the Republic of Liberia. They will take it to the GSA, one of their warehouse, the coding area. They have those vehicles coded. They code those vehicles as per the number and the license plate and the agency. For instance,
my question is
foreign affairs, you got MFA.
Yeah,
my question is why the legislature legislative people own the car? Why they buy it in their name?
And that's the unfortunate thing, because they believe that they are wrong, because they blatantly violate. They believe the money thing is just for them, and it's wrong. It got to change. So it's the problem. I'm saying this for you, but they put it in their name and they own it. After 3 years, they go and they get it. And quickly, before you come yourself out, if a lawmaker were to buy a vehicle today and the person passed, God forbid, the vehicle definitely go to their family or whatsoever. Then when they come back, they have to find me. The next person that will come in to do that. Go ahead, Safar. So it's unfortunate.
Yeah, thanks, people.
That's why they all need to be booted out.
So I mean, just on general principle, these representatives and senators, they are not ministers that the president asked to come and serve in the government. These are people that go and ask people to vote for them to come and represent the people.
That's correct.
Why are we even giving them vehicle? Or we should give them license plate. They shouldn't be given vehicle. They have job security. They have job security for 6 years.
These two boys are poor. Those boys are poor boys.
No. Look, that's why it doesn't matter. Look, they have job security for 6 years.
No caballero.
Or 9 years.
Or 9 years, and they can use that. They can use that 9 year or 6 year job security and go purchase a car from a dealership.
And better still, towards the business point, once you get elected for 9 years, we know you got job security. The government can pay for your car and you pay back. They do it. You pay back.
No, they take it from on your salary every month.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly.
No.
So that's what most of them. What they can do now, if they went there, so they will approve the 45,000 across the board. Then some of them will go now and take loan and add it up and buy those expensive vehicles. That's what they're doing.
No, but on the issue of they don't car, right?
Now I put they don't problem around. They don't.
No, but the issue of they don't car And the Geraldine, the car for Geraldine was already the budget already passed for to get that car.
It passed.
Yeah,
they don't inherit Geraldine car.
They don't die in the office. The car was already the car. It was not Dillon that initiated that car to be bought. No, it was Geraldine. So the question was, his supporter was saying that you shouldn't ride the car. And I want to know who said no. The car already bought with Geraldine. It should allow you going to use the car. So the man wanted the seat. Why can't you use the car? Okay,
no.
I come in. Now, the lawmakers, the problem I got with them, they every 3 years they get them $45,000 to buy a new car. Now, I won't call his name because I won't embarrass him. One of the lawmakers now today, I asked him, I say, you riding a $100,000 car. He said, oh, Georgie, I did it because on $45,000 I kept it. After 3 years, I kept it again. So yeah, I asked on there, my car cost $100,000. I said,
so all the other time when you were keeping it, while you were walking.
I mean, you have another car. I said, my brother.
I love nigga. They talking about nigga BB car.
Now the man from my Kibi County.
Hey, I beg you, I said, brother, you've been insensitive to the people. Why would you do this? I said, in the kind of economy, why you riding another car for?
Yeah, but
poor man.
Yeah, but listen, Tomalin.
My thing is that they shouldn't get. See, I agree when you said $45,000 every 3 years. So now, if I stay there for 9 years, how many cars I will get? I'll get $45,000 for $45,000, right? That what happened in the country? You know that will say, look, we need reform.
$135,000 for car.
But Tomalin, in the first place, the executive branch can put the president can put his feet down and say, we're not going to buy a car for lawmakers.
Yeah, you been somebody's saying the thing that you
look, hey, Pew.
It doesn't work though. It doesn't work. They will hold the government hostage. They will hold the government hostage.
Okay, listen, y'all let me talk.
Yeah, go ahead.
Guess what? If you want to change the country, you got to take bold steps.
How you change it? How you take a bold step?
But what I said, that's one of the bold steps. So what do guys will do? What do we do? They will say they come to work.
And I have seen it there, and it have not shown up. You know who really wanted to stop it? Ellie.
No, she encouraged it. She encouraged it.
No, she didn't encourage it. Let me say this for you. I saw it. She didn't encourage it. If you don't cooperate with it, they will not pass one law for you.
Exactly.
One will not do. One. That was
exactly.
At the end of the day, she bosh. She didn't do what she was going to do. She bought, but they were not going to compromise with her.
That's not the president has the power of the bullet puppet. You can go on the
people. What group is the most unpopular group in Liberia today?
Legislature.
Then you say the president can't take bold steps.
No, the legislature, even though they are unpopular, but they control the courts.
I come in, Mr. Seaton.
Listen, I've seen leaders challenge people. It didn't work.
No, but guess what? Because you know why it doesn't happen. It's because you chop. That's why it's not happening.
No, it's not that. She really wanted to stop it. Wanted to stop it. If you don't do it, any legislation you take to them, they would not cooperate with you.
Chop.
They won't.
Yeah, but
and number two, they don't even need what they do. They put it in the budget. They will veto it.
Okay, that's but listen. So what happens if the president doesn't sign the budget?
They veto it.
If she doesn't sign it, they will veto it.
They veto it. The Constitution provides that they will veto it.
Okay, people, let me ask you something.
If the president veto it, then they override the president.
I mean, sorry. I mean, the president veto it because they
override.
They will do it the same to the president. If she doesn't sign it, that means she veto it. They can override her.
They override.
And the law says if the president does not sign it after 21 days, they veto it. It is sending it back. It's sending they do it after 21 days. It's a law. They will have to take it to the foreign ministry to be printed into handbill. So the problem
let me tell you something.
The men bent on something. They said they want
it. Pew, let me tell you something. You can even catch them. You got the public financial management law. Those guys across the street in the first branch of government, they do not follow that law. They do not follow the procurement law. I will not release any payment for any goods and services that didn't follow the procurement law.
What the procurement law there? The men go to Java.
Listen,
I've studied the men very well. A lot of things there.
Guess what?
What I would do.
People, guess what? Let me tell you something. These people are only doing it because nobody ready to take the fight to them.
If you take the fight to them, they will fight back. They got a lot of power.
Okay, let's start it. Let's
So
start it.
But you see what
they have quite this thing that
These guys control the pulse.
The guy out. You see,
They control the
I'm
pulse.
talking about Kofa. I'm talking about the president.
You know what they will do, Safa? Somebody will go. If they can't issue, the men will go. The men will run first. They will go to a prestige motor. But you will be there big and other things. Listen, the people can get. Some of them will get $45,000, right, to go get a car. Prestige motor will bring some car. The little car will be 30,000. They will go cut deal the man. The men will send the whole money. They will go get a 10,000 car. They get in $50,000. Listen, it is very, very difficult and annoying.
No, but people, guess what? The PFM law states that you file if I raise an invoice, that invoice start to a procurement, that start to a bidding process, and then I pay the invoice. But what they do in Liberia is that it started from any time, even though they pass the PFM law, they take a bulk sum of money, they transfer it to those people, and they put spend the money the way they want to spend it. Am I lying?
So what they'll do? No. So what they can do for the vehicle? Each individual lawmakers will go to their whosoever
to their vendor.
So the vendor will bring their quote and so on. So they will do it the vehicle issue going individually.
But that's the violation.
So now they will buy bulk.
Pewee, let me ask you guys a question here, because I just got awarded $150,000 from the state, right? But it says here. The period starts October 1, 2025 to September 30, 2026. All funds not used return to the government. You cannot keep money. I want to know how you can keep $45,000 for 3 years. How does that work for government? How?
Okay, people, let me ask you something. So is there anywhere in the PFL law that gave exception to those people to give them the money to purchase? Because the money being spent are taxpayer money. So why are you giving taxpayer money to individual?
So the PFL.
So let me ask you a simple question. You agree it's a violation of a statute that we have on the book, right?
No, I don't know how they, because what they do, they go to the vendor now. So now, why are they sourcing first and foremost? What's the amount? So you got to see the threshold first and foremost. The threshold is violating that portion of the PFM law. Individual lawmakers are expected to procure a vehicle. The legislature are expected. So what they can do, they work with the rule order administration. They have the controller office. They have the procurement officer of the legislature. The procurement officer will work and put all the individual quotes in place with those vendors, and how they will move on. So I think they work in conformity with the PPCC Act whatsoever, along with their local procurement office to procure these vehicles. So it's clear. Quickly, too many says on here, but they don't vehicle. No, Geraldine was already out. The vehicle, the buffer, they don't spend the first 1.5 years. When he won for the second time, that's the time they bought that vehicle was brand new. It was not Geraldine vehicle. No, if they don't tell you that.
No. We had an argument on Spoon. I remember the vehicle was already approved in the budget for Geraldine, and she died. When she died,
it was approved in the budget for the office. No. I can't
for office.
No. It was approved in the budget for the office of the senator of Masurado County.
Yes.
Geraldine died in 2009. 2019. Sorry. Yeah. 2019, right?
Yeah.
When did when the vehicle was purchased?
Already purchased.
It was now already purchased.
No, because they don't talk office.
They don't want for the second time before. They don't want for the second time before the vehicle was finally purchased. The vehicle came brand new. Nobody started the vehicle.
The argument was they don't know how to do the vehicle.
Nobody started the vehicle. They don't find the why all he was saying he should have turned it because he said he was not going to do it. He should have turned the vehicle back.
No, they don't say that I will not approve of any vehicle without amount. If I'm
that's a bluff, man. Yeah, they don't go sit down somewhere, man.
Yeah, he was just. I mean, he was just. No. He talked. Actually,
you. The thing he said now on the plane ticket thing. He said you're not going to.
Hey, my man. Okay, guys. No, but the issue is.
Yeah, he just talk, but he just
no, I give the wrong credit still because
no credit on
the absent now.
They don't let it clean and they got a lot of
but I will not just trashing though.
They are corrupt.
They don't take 5,000 state on the money to give it.
What? Hey, they don't have the option to say, and I'm right. Hey, you are going to, and I'm right. I'm lie.
What happened to the money you are giving back? What happened to the salary you are giving back?
He still doing it. He still
the
doing it.
salary you are giving back. What happened to it?
He still doing it.
What center?
What?
That's what I was doing good for people. Trust me.
Come on now.
Yes.
Help me out here.
They run their own punching scheme. That's what they're doing. They run their own punching scheme.
No, that's true. They don't do very well with that center. Again,
I'm here. Different opinion. They're not running their own punching scheme.
No, they do very well with that center.
That's why they put deal. He's on this put deal right now to get his cut.
George.
Yeah.
Tamale.
Yeah.
I'm a part of people that run, they call New Horizon, they run substance centers. That thing he running, they're not even close. But Mr. Namwe.
Yes, sir.
I mean, how does it work in Liberia that, like here, right? The money the government gave us, is within a fiscal period, fiscal year,
right.
Use it or lose it, right? How can they allow you to set aside 45,000 over a 3-year period? How does that work? How?
Well, I'm assuming he took the check. The president took the check and put it in the bank. I don't think they let it stay with the government. It's not like they let it stay. They didn't claim it and they roll it over. I don't think that is what happened because that's not possible. You know, fiscal year I don't think so. But maybe let Chief Tomalin explain that because
he did not. Look, he didn't put that money nowhere.
No.
He used that money and got additional cut.
No.
Remember when they were on this Trinity Kofa thing, how much money they got? All of them? He used that money and got additional cut. That's all they were doing. He got additional cut.
The rehab center in rehab there, Dylan is funding that money for he take from him, he pay to help. Then they got a group in America too that help too. I mean, I follow.
And he giving 30% of his salary also.
I say the 5,000 he's still giving to the running center.
Tomalin, please.
What about
block, complete block.
I would not sit here and know the fact that
It's not a fact. Can you show us any proof, any transaction, any money that you are saying that Dylan says, okay, the money that I'm donating is because he said he was going to donate it to Monserrato. If that center been run by Monserrato?
No, let me explain to you now.
Okay, there you go.
Initially, when he took over, he said a Monserrato city council, right?
No. That's not how it works, man.
Let me finish now.
If you say you're gonna give it, Delaware, it goes to the state of Delaware. You can't set up something else in the state of Delaware.
When he became senator initially, before the center was built, he was giving that money to the city, to the group of the senators.
For how long did he do it? How long did he do it?
The center was built. When the center was built by people in America, everybody was all contributed to that center construction. When that center was built, then he said, okay, to run the center now, we'll put money to it. The money we're taking that we're giving now, we'll put it to the center. And I've seen a lot of videos. Look, people getting paid.
My man, that vlog, man. That put on the next couple, man. They don't have vlog, man.
It's doing well.
Have you ever seen the report?
They don't get a buzz, but I will tell you straight. That center there, they don't making a lot of impact in people's lives with that center.
Tomalin, that's not how you do substance abuse system.
Yeah, but your interview elevated, but I think he making some effort and people.
No, that man, vlog man. Y'all put the next topic. Man, vlog man.
Tomalin, let's see. Substance abuse have stages, right? After detox, you do everything else so the person doesn't come back because addiction is a lifelong commitment.
Yeah, it doesn't. The resources he got, he's trying. I mean, you think?
Listen,
you in America, yeah. You pay a psychiatrist in Liberia. You think a small money to pay a psychiatrist to pay the drugs counselor there.
Addiction is a life. First of all, when Dylan said that people are killed, nobody that is addicted has ever been killed. It's a lifelong commitment. You don't let them go. The Alcoholics Anonymous folks, it's a lifelong commitment. They help you to get detox, you get medication, then you get something we call like homebound, right? You get that. Then you get community outreach. Then you get a job. And then once you get a job, then you go back every week to go for counseling. It's a lifelong commitment. You don't take somebody for 2 weeks and then you say they graduate. How can you graduate from that?
Mr. Man, you have followed the man. I've taken my time. I sat down for hours and witnessed videos, live video, and see.
I'm talking about show me.
Tomalin Josh, there's a high probability that those people who quote unquote claim that they are graduated, there's a high probability that they will relapse.
No, but the percentage,
they will relapse.
Yeah, but it's part of recovery, though. It's part of recovery.
In addiction or prevention and counseling, it's an ongoing process.
You gotta be unfair to Dylan.
No, we're not saying we're not being unfair to him. But what we are saying here is it is an ongoing process. It's not a one-day thing.
But
it's not a one-day thing. For example, somebody who is addicted on drugs, maybe that person have other emotional problem that is causing him to take drugs. You carry the man to Dylan place. He is detoxicated. He clean up. You let him go. The same economic condition he was facing that led him to go back to drugs. You clean him up now. You send him back to that same economic condition. What was going to happen? He's going to relapse.
Yeah, but again, on that one, it's not his responsibility.
Yes. And follow the page or that's on the page. You find out people who relapse. The percent is very low. People who
where is the statistics?
But relapsing is part of recovery, though. It's part of recovery.
Yeah.
So even if he go to the camp, even he go to Dylan place and go back into society and relapse, it's part of the recovery process. But the thing is, Dylan is not responsible when people leave his place to support them and give them money or get them, but all in all, Dylan program is vlog. Dylan is a vlog man. He accuses his friend of taking things and he go right back and do the same thing.
Tomalin to a point.
Let me go this coming.
To a point. First and foremost, I won't defend any politician when it comes to financial transaction in Liberia. That one, I won't do it. But then I come in. Secondly, okay, it's great initiated by Senator Dylan, but the man is senator, and we have a drug problem in the country. Do we have a government rehabilitation center?
Not one policy.
Okay. I'm asking. I'm not done yet. So because yesterday we saw Deputy Speaker dedicating rest stop that he built, with own money, and we're celebrating. We elected these people to represent us. We didn't elect them to be humanitarian. I'm done with that.
Well, not only that, if Senator Dylan, who is the senator for the entire nation, cannot proffer a bill and public policy to help or alleviate the drug problem, addiction, but you face 1 2-bedroom place, and it is a promotional material for himself. That's why the man have not sponsored one bill that will say the Republic of Liberia has this policy on drug that will benefit the entire country. None.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gamer. That's a good point.
Let me say this, right? I mean, if anybody here, I'm sure for maybe certain time. We are working groups of one time or another, okay? And you know that these people are coming out. One of the individual, they get psychiatrist for that person. They get the words to the psychiatrist and other person that can take care of the
social
therapist.
They got all that thing. One person, the team alone, got all the people on the team. And we can't afford it, like, bro. But
no, that is the reason why we cannot afford it. We cannot afford it in Liberia. That is the reason why we need a national program.
Yeah, but
national program, not an individual, a PR stunt.
I mean, I love what the guy
said. We need a national program, not an individual PR stunt.
Yeah. I want to highlight when you not cause off. You call nonsense. You see,
Listen, Tomalin, nothing wrong with what he's doing. But my problem is we got all these lawmakers, everything they do that a person initiated. So we elect you to do your personal initiative, then we celebrate that.
No.
I come in,
He put in him.
No, but guess what? But he's the face of the entity. He's the face of the place.
But that vision, that's my vision.
But guess what, Tomalin? Let me say, I don't have problem with what he did. Great. But guess what? We don't elect these people to be doing these personal projects.
I agree with you.
I come in and look, and guess what? And that's why I don't let us talk about it. Because when you talk about it, then it feels an accomplishment. Right now, if you call a lawmaker on the show, you ask him to list your accomplishment, he will tell you all the gratitudes and all the great things he's done for individuals. Really? I mean, let's come on, man. Sometimes I don't want. That's why yesterday talking about Red Center and he making a foolish remark about Guar Wologizi. What do we have in Wologizi? He doesn't even know what we have there. He's my Guar. Come on.
I support that though. I support that. Instead of keeping our minerals and thing, other people stealing it. Why can't we?
What do you have, Tomalin? What do we have in Wologizi? I don't know.
We have iron.
You know what we got in Wologizi?
The president said, "Will you do a survey? We'll do a survey."
But there have been some surveys on Wologizi. We have iron ore in Wologizi.
We got something. We got high quantity of uranium in Liberia.
We got more than that, because the reason we are saying this is if the people just digging your dirt, you don't know what's in there. Okay. You don't know whether that dirt that they are digging, they call iron ore, whether they got diamond, gold, uranium, you name it, like President Joseph Boakai said. The Chinese say we got close to 40 different kinds of minerals, right? So if you have people digging in Nima all day and they are scooping it up by the tons, and you don't know what is contained, and they just take it to Buchanan and take it out of the country, you are losing billions of dollars. So, ladies and gentlemen, this thing, I think it's 8:30. We've been here.
Oh, yeah, we gotta go.
Yeah. So, for our friends, we'll leave our bank open. So you got till 12 o'clock tonight to keep sending that load of money. We will send the U-Haul to your house. We'll back up, just dump it in there, and we'll send it to Monrovia tomorrow.
Jackson, sit up. Do not respond to the people in the last seat, otherwise you get pissed. Don't respond.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Yeah, don't look at it. Don't look at the comment. Just talk. Guys, let's do 1 minute each, and let me start with Mr. Namwe. You're closing 1 minute.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gilman, and my colleagues. Thank you so much for tonight. Today, again, I believe we brought a lot of enlightenment to some of the issues affecting our people. It's been a great show. Thanks also to our audience. They've been very interactive, like everyone is saying. Mr. Sita, I must say sometimes I get pulled into responding to some of this stuff, but you do well by just ignoring most of the stuff that's been written in there.
Jackie, welcome to talk show.
Exactly. So we came on here and we started some of the topics before you guys joined us. We talked about the bank president, regional bank president. It's not even an ECOWAS neighboring country president. A regional bank president is telling our government the obvious, what we all been saying. You come to government to serve. If you're not serving, why are you in government? Why can't the president make that call? And I'm really challenging him tonight. Make the call. I understand your loyalty to your supporters and all of that, but you should be more loyal to the country than your supporters. If your supporters are not serving the country, then you're not being loyal to the country. You're doing a disservice. It's a dereliction of your duty. You have a responsibility to bring the brightest and the best in government. You're required to do that. This is not your personal forum. This is the government of the Republic for the Republic of Liberia. So we're calling you, Mr. President. You haven't had a reshuffle. You hardly talk to the press. You're under obligation to do these. You must do those. So it's been a great show tonight. The bank president has sounded out the warning that we've all been talking about. We hope this will add to the voices, and we continue to make the call. Order the legislature Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Well, no lady on tonight, but thank you very much. And thanks to our contributors, especially Mr. Jala, Mr. Seaton, and our brother and sister from Delaware, and all the other additional contributors. Thank you very much. Hopefully, we'll help to put a smile on the faces of our guys back home who are running the ground for us to keep the lights on. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Honorable Sita.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. The show tonight was a very great show. I really appreciate the fact that I'm here to share some of my thoughts on those burning political issues that are affecting our country. Liberia is not short of talented and well-educated people. What Liberia lacks is a leadership that is going to bring all of those talents and educated people to bear to be able to move the country forward. Most of the folks that are in government are not sincere. They are not in government to help the Liberian people. They are in government to help themselves. And it is a shame. And it is about time that people go in government to serve, but not to enrich themselves. Liberia is one of the few countries in the sub-region where people get wealthy by working in government. And the whole idea of individual lawmakers having their own individual projects, I think is a disservice to the Liberian people. They were elected to serve the Liberian people, to profit laws and policies and programs to help improve the Liberian people's lives, not to have individual projects where they will take some kind of a vain glory for using the very money that is being paid them. So again, Liberia needs to move in a different direction, and I just hope that the forces that we put out here will help to sensitize and conscientize our people to make the right choices when it comes to national election. Again, I want to say thank you for being here tonight, and all of those that have contributed, including the Delaware Liberian Association, to the worthy cause of supporting the folks back home. I want to say thank you to all of you, and I want to say thank you to the management of this great network for such a beautiful program. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Deeks.
Right.
Yeah, gentlemen, great show. To our viewers, listeners, thanks for tuning in. And thanks to all those who contributed tonight and the previous contributors. Like we always come on the show and express our views. These are our personal views, and these are how we feel about our motherland. It's nothing personal. At the end of the day, it should always be about Liberia. Once Liberia first, we all benefit. Rising tides, raise all. So, that's all I have to say. There was a lot of topics tonight. The constitutional amendment, the associate justice nominee comment. But one thing, my disappointment was the confirmation hearing for Chief Justice Ogbese Yemi. I don't see the reason why it had to go so fast when the court is in session now. That could be a looming crisis. So I didn't see the urgency for that. So as always, we'll be back tomorrow. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Honorable Pewee. You're muted, Pewee.
Very great show. Want to wish all of our Liberian compatriots across the world and back home very wonderful 26. And we look forward to basically having the discussion about the politics. But yeah, what I would say, we will have to sometimes learn to be nationalistic instead of being all the time, sometimes political, if you will. So the country we have to forge on, and before the country can forge on, we have to learn to be firm in our belief. It is clear that a lot of things that are currently unfolding is meant for personal benefit, and we should learn to respect people, and that's one of the reasons those that can push to create things for the country we should praise. It's good to appreciate those kind of things in life. To appreciate is very important. So While we respect their decision to perform on behalf of the country, when they do good things, we will commend them and appreciate them. Whenever they slip, we'll criticize them constructively and profit the necessary solution. So I just hope that the country will live, and God bless Liberia.
Thank you. Dr. Peabody?
Look, God, great program as always. As always, you know, TCA is moving. It's moving forward. And I couldn't thank you, God, Father, for all you guys have done. Just sitting here for the last 2, 3, 4 hours, it's a major sacrifice. Some people may not know, but it's a tough thing to sit here. You forego a lot of stuff sitting here, and I think I want to appreciate you. TCA is moving. We're getting big. Over the next few weeks, we'll be doing some major shift to our StreamYard and Facebook website, other thing we it's being worked on in the back. So it's going to be. So thank you tonight for your contribution. Don't stop. Anytime you want to give, just give. We are not funded by anyone. Most of our stuff has come from personal donation and from the guys on the team. Also, I want to thank everybody who gave tonight for the July 26th celebration. Your gift is very important to us, and we believe in accountability and transparency. We'll make sure the names of everybody who donated is published. Let me also say that TCA will be in Belgium this week. We have formed partnership with the Liberian Association in Europe. They have invited us almost every year, and I can tell you they hold a special place in the heart, where over 4,000 to 5,000 Liberians will gather in the city of Antwerp this week for Liberia Independence Day celebration, and TCA is one of those special guests that will be there to be recognized. So
TCA will be represented in Belgium.
Yeah, right. In Belgium, and you know, so that is great. You know, so we are moving, and pretty soon we may have another radio station in Liberia who will be hosting us. We finalizing, so we'll have the second radio station, Truth FM, and then hopefully Care Network will be hosting us very soon. We've almost completed that whole thing, so we'll have 2 stations that will be on in Liberia as well. So keep coming. TCA is growing, and God, let me buttress something that Mr. Dick said. Supreme Court, you're appointing Chief Justice of the Republic of Liberia. You didn't even have a whole week or 2 weeks of confirmation hearing. It went in about a few hours, and he was confirmed. And we all know why. The white or blue envelope did change hand, and confirmation were all yes. I know, no nay. Everybody just went up there, and that's one of the things we're talking about. You know, you confirming somebody who the head of the justice system in the entire country, Chief Justice, and you guys don't even try to grill him. You don't even try to do any kind of research or due diligence. You just, you know, it's shameful. But unfortunately, that's Liberia, and that's Liberia for us. Once that envelope is in the corner, you can't get readjusted. You read our Constitution again, the same envelope can't be stepped. So, unfortunately. But thank you, guys. Great show tonight. We're looking forward to another one tomorrow.
Great. On sports, the African Women's Cup of Nations, Morocco defeated Ghana 4-2, 5-5 penalty. So, and then earlier Nigeria defeated South Africa. So the final will be Nigeria versus Morocco. The third place, Ghana versus South Africa, that's Friday, and the final will be July 26th. Now, the European Cup of Nations for the women, England defeated Italy 2-1. Tomorrow will be Germany and France, and that will be also great. Well, we're talking about some great soccer on the side of the women, so that's great. Like Tomalin said, we are going to have a show dedicated to the great Abana, and we're going to have all of his friends, comrades from both Barrow, IE, and the Lone Star here, paying tribute to the great sisters, the gold merchant, So we are all one family here. If something happens to somebody that have paid that much to the nation, we have to pay our respect. And also, let me do this here. CMC is launching for the first time in political history in Liberia a platform that is going to be launched on Friday. That platform, if you want to join the CMC, everything is now digital. Wherever you have access to the network, you can register online, put in your information. Whenever you call and you want to know whether this person is a member, everything is going to come down. We're going to have a drawback. So that is a major, major investment. And I want to thank the young lady that designed it from the UK. Happens to be Mrs. Matthews, somebody who, the niece of the great Bacchus Matthews, the nephew of the great Bacchus Matthews. Wife, and she happens to be the niece of Maka Wright, one of my mentors from the AME Church, Councilor Maka Wright. So you talk about two great families coming together, and they did a great job for the CMC. We want to take off my hat to them. But other than that, the show was great. Tomorrow we are going to discuss. We didn't discuss this, but the president, after nominating the justice and the justice were confirmed.
Let me close now.
No, you're gonna close her out.
Oh no, you so close. You're closer.
No. It's you, Tomalin, but you were drinking something, so we forgot about you.
What happened here is the gentleman was confirmed. So what the president and the legal luminary told him was, he's confirmed, but he won't take the oath until until the Chief Justice retires, she clears her desk, then he will take the oath and then turn it over. But for now, they have averted the constitutional crisis by doing it that way. Tomalin, George, all yours.
Okay, TCA don't care to include the viewers that don't have cash app of Zelle. No, we appreciate you. Those who gave in Liberia, people recognize you guys. So I'm sorry. I know you will do a bigger one tomorrow, but if you gave in Liberia, you're recognized. So I know he will do a comprehensive one. We appreciate everyone. You know, let me say this. Like Peabody said, we come there every day and we spend our time here. But people watching us, right? Somebody told me yesterday, they said, Tomalin, you guys should understand that people watching on YouTube, but you can't see them on the numbers can't show. People, those who don't have the data, they listen to you on the radio. The numbers don't show. And besides that, somebody brought out here and said, Georgie, where you guys are trying to excel, we got people who can talk the vernaculars. Because our people listen to you in the vernacular. Now I got a list of over, I think, 10 local stations in Liberia, across Liberia. They reached out to Russell. They say we want to simulcast closing argument show live on our local station throughout the country. And we can make an impact in the election. In changing our country. That's what happened. Because guess what? If you talk a topic today and you bring somebody from Bassa, you say, okay, you come 5 minutes, tell the people what we said today on the show. From every tribe. And guess what happened? People start changing their mind and the attitude. We need to do it because we have the power, we have the puppet, we have the platform to do it, to transform people's mind, change their mind and attitude. And lastly, after 26, we're having a story on a show on history. I'm going to go to Maryland and meet with Professor Elwood Dunn to talk about Liberia history because somehow we don't even know. Somehow lecture me about history the few days. I was shocked. I didn't know that E.J. Rowe was killed. The way they killed E.J. Rowe, no one knew.
He was beheaded.
Yeah, no, but they put thing on the man, and then they say the man got drowned by himself. No.
Exactly. That's the story.
Then number two, I never knew that there was an attempt, the plot that failed will come on them. People don't hear this thing.
There was no plot. It was intended to eliminate William David Coleman.
But now again, I never knew why Torgbean was there for 27 years. I don't know why Torgbean was a quiet man. They said Torgbean was on his farm in Belefana. Torgbean was in London. And if had not been Mark Dishiu, Torgbean would have not been vice president. So Mark Dishiu told Richard Herrera.
We are not being president. We are not being president.
Yeah, president.
And I think when Torgbean died, a foreign power called the Chief of Staff.
Rudolph Grant was when Torgbean was going to London, William Grant was left to take care of the country as acting president. But they were about to install the guy as president. They said, my man, the high top about the rent top about going to do it. Okay,
No,
we don't know.
I think what happened was that this guy was the then chief of staff, Henry Cowell Johnson.
Yes.
So when Todman died, a cable king, a foreign power called Cowell Johnson, and told him, "Say, my man, you're the country for you have been fighting for this country. This is the time." So then Cowell left and told Grant. Grant went and relayed to Tobert. Tobert ran from Belepana and came.
See that? It's a history that people don't know about Liberia. All the team about on a mining to start ever since.
Yeah, but Tomalin to a point. So what you said, Todman left the country and left J. William Grant in power. That was 54 years ago, and we're still doing that same thing today. I don't understand why when the president travels, then you leave some minister in charge. That minister doesn't have no constitutional authority to run the country. If anything happens, that the president is incapacitated. So I don't understand. And then in the information age, as the president travel, the president say travel with the president.
That's supposed to be.
Yeah, so I don't understand all these
we're playing on
history doing today.
And I have been saying 5 years, you're not a historian. We're playing on showing history, so we have our Liberian history that people get to know it. That we come a long way, and we'll be 180 next year, and we still the 8th world country on the planet. We have come a long way. Honestly, we don't know our history. We don't know it. Some people don't know it. They had all these funny holidays then. They lied and said the woman took the kennel and fired the people from behind the mansion. And they actually saved Liberia. Matilda people, they all were just myth. How can somebody get fired kennel and people run away? He said Liberia declared war on Germany before all the thing. I know that.
Listen, man, if you made yourself look good, who will make you look good?
But lastly, right? They spent no tea. They said they were using round fee for the refill of World War II. So when the guys had the commissary, when they're cooking the food at that point, at that base, the people smell the food, but they can't eat the food.
That's correct.
They smell no taste. All the people don't know anything, but they got to people know it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Tomalin, that was when President Roosevelt visited Liberia, or the first American president visited Liberia, Roosevelt, during World War II.
But you know, they knew, they won't be asking, they won't be telling me something.
I will look for the video. That's why they had the black soldiers base at Ralphie.
You see that? Yeah. We come along as a country. Liberia have come a long way. Look, when they formed the League of Nations, we were there. The OU, we were there. The ECOWAS, we were there. The United Nations, we were there. We come a long way, but today we backward. We're way behind.
But your speaker said it today. Say you need a transformative leadership. We don't need. Is it rhetoric in Liberia? Over. You are backward. So that's it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning. We'll be here tomorrow. We'll be discussing the issue. Thank you very much for tuning in from East London, from California, LA, wherever. Everybody.
Canada as well.
That's right.
South Korea.
Solomon Fofana, we watch you. Maboro, thank you very much. Is that spelling butter? Buddha peace?
Okay. All right, don't pronounce it. It's okay.
Okay, that'd be so like you say something here.
Yes. Before I start speaking Basa and start cussing but call in so get ready. Thank you guys. Thank you very much.
See you guys tomorrow, man. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Have a good night.